in that rear view mirror.
Yes, and it's about time.
Yeah.
I'm over 2020.
Not a fan of this year?
Yeah, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna be honest. Like I've been blessed this year. I definitely been blessed. You know what I mean? God blessed me, especially, having me bless y'all. Y'all hear my voice now through the airways. So this is for me. This is a blessing. So this is the best thing that has come out of 2020 for me. So I'm cool with all of that.
I don't say listen, just because of the pandemic, it's been something else. But the fact that I've been doing the show for well over a year, got two brand new amazing co-hosts.
Why, thank you.
And listen, I'll just say this. I know, Thanksgiving was about a month ago, but I'm really thankful for you guys.
Aw, thanks, Chris.
Yo, I'm emotional in real life. Like, come on, don't have me do it now.
Listen, man, y'all, both y'all get on my nerves, but I love y'all.
I love the running back sports show. I feel like 2020's ended with a bang because we're all together, the trio running back every Tuesday.
Yes.
So, I mean, we're doing good things. I'm happy.
Yeah, man, we about to be that. We're about to be that next Max, Stephen A. and Molly.
Boom.
I guess I'm Max.
Better than.
I'm Max.
Or we could be the substitute group with like Damian Woody, Dan Orlovsky, and Dominique Fox.
Oh my God! The other day they was calling what's his name? Dominique. They called him Morris Chestnut.
Yeah, Morris Chestnut.
I was cracking up like, oh my goodness, funny. How was y'all Christmas?
Christmas is good, watch a bunch of NBA games, blown out. Didn't lose any money because I didn't bet any.
Smart man.
Yeah, lost some money on the following days though.
Yeah, that'll do it, man. When you text me like, yo, them Robert Covington odds look great, in my mind I'm like, yo, stay away from it, but it also looked good. Let me take a look.
Yeah,
And I got lucky though because I think when I was about to submit it, it was too late and the game started, and I looked up and I said, you knew what you was doing.
Yeah, and I'm like, hold on. They got 134 points. I'm like, Covington, you can get 20 of them. There's going to be enough open looks. I'm like, yo, what do you mean you only got 9?
You would think, right?
Yeah.
Those be the worst ones.
Yeah.
See, you can't depend on those guys.
Should have put my money on Christian Wood.
You should have. Don't even get me started on Christian Wood. Somebody got him looking real good. But, Carm, how was your Christmas?
It was great.
It was great?
Thanks for asking.
Nice, no problem.
No, it was good. It was just the family. My aunt came up from Alabama.
Okay.
So she was up here.
Nice.
From Bama. And that was cool. Just hung out and didn't do much. Just, COVID, Christmas.
Eat some good food?
Actually, we had seafood on Christmas.
I feel like that's a black thing.
It's, what it is? It's my sister thing. My sister is obsessed with seafood. So, like, every time she comes home, it's like, I know we're having seafood.
All right. And towards the top of the hour, we have an interview. So, let's get right down to it. 98.5 WJYN. Hey, just want to let the audience know that we're going to be going right into our interview. We got Jermaine Wynn Jr., wide receiver from Slippery Rock. Also, PSAC brother as well, man. You got two Millersville alumni here, man. We got Slippery Rock here. How you been, man? Yeah, and obviously because I heard the news months ago that Division II PSAC sports were going to be canceled for the year. So what have you been doing in your spare time? Because obviously this is your senior year, so the fact that your senior year, athletically wise, was canceled. So how have you been dealing with that?
Hey, Jermaine, Mark here. How you doing? Chilling. I got a question for you. So I was watching your highlights, and you look really good. Like, I love your speed. You're explosive on the field. You got good hands. My question is, who are some NFL wide receivers that most influence your style of play? It's funny that you say that because when I was watching your highlights, I'm like, yo, my man is so effective inside the slot. Like I thought you working really good in the slot. And the first thing that came to mind was like, wow, reminds me a lot of Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. So, speaking of your teammates, have you been, obviously because you're still going to school, but in terms of, your teammates, have you guys been still trying to, organize, group workouts, try to keep yourselves like, mentally and like physically stay in shape as well?
Nice. Hi, I'm Jermaine. This is Carmen. How are you? Good. So I read somewhere that you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Is that the truth? In the home city of Pittsburgh? That's like that's kind of big. I know the Steeler Nation is crazy out there. I mean, I went to Penn State, and I think I read somewhere that you played in high school with Miles Sanders. Is that correct? Okay, nice. So for me, I know you play wide receiver, and I read somewhere that you said that route running is so important for wide receivers. So my question to you is, I don't know if you follow the Eagles, but I want to know from your perspective, how do you think Miles is doing as a running back this year for us? And also, who do you think our best wide receiver is in terms of like route running? Hmm. Yeah, I saw your tape. You're super fast.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I feel like I think also too. I know you played a little special teams. Like you're getting more into special teams on your team. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. And then definitely, I feel like you could appreciate. I don't know if you saw the game where Rager ran the kick return and he took it to the end, took it to a touchdown. I feel like that's your boy. I mean, obviously, you can appreciate that. Like he was quick. He got it down to the end, and we got them points. So I think it's very important with our special teams to kind of for you. You said want to expand your game, but I feel like in the NFL, that's a like I think it needs to be kind of like looked at more when they talk about different positions. Like that's an important part of a team. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Jermaine, so the Heisman finalists, one of the front runners this year is Devontae Smith from Alabama. But you also this is a really good wide receiver class. You also got Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle. So from out of all the guys who are potentially first round talents, who do you feel is like the best wide receiver in the nation? Excluding yourself. Mhm.
Hey, Jermaine, Mark here again. I know we just talked about you being a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And my question is, how far do you think they'll really go this season? And be honest.
Hey,
I said
aiming high.
honesty.
He's aiming high. It's his team. He's riding. Doesn't matter.
That's a trick question, Mark. That's a dirty question, man.
It was good to finally see Ben throw the ball downfield because I was getting a little worried for y'all.
Yeah. And you guys close the season out, against the Cleveland Browns. Basically, you guys win, you kick Cleveland out. If you guys lose, then Cleveland's in, and you got Mason Rudolph starting. So once again, you got the whole Mason Rudolph and Myles Garrett are dealing Cleveland all over again. Yeah. And one last question. Obviously, 2020 is going to a close. So, what is the one thing you're looking forward to in 2021? Yeah, that's definitely a bond you can't replace, or and that's something that you'll definitely miss. Jermaine, once again, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule, to sit here and talk to us, and have a happy new year. And remember, when you put that jersey on again for Slippery Rock, please remember Millersville and go easy on us. Yeah, man, most definitely, man. Take care of my piece, brother.
Thank you, Jermaine.
Best of
Have
luck,
a good New
Jermaine.
Year. Bye.
Yeah, see ya.
I like
Aw,
Jermaine.
Jermaine, he's sweet.
He's a cool cat.
I like
Yeah.
Jermaine.
And once again, you're listening to Uptown Radio WJYN 98.5, and that was our once again another exclusive interview with wide receiver from Slippery Rock University, Jermaine Wynn Jr., and 2021 NFL Draft prospect. So,
And that number to join the conversation is 215-763-9596.
Hey man, I don't even need to remind you.
Yeah,
I just wanted today is the last show, man. Last show of
Yeah.
2020.
We not
Listen,
playing
man.
going into 2021.
Listen, we got a lot on the slate today. You know, we still got some NFL news to talk about. 6 o'clock in the top of the hour, we got Kai Carlin coming in, one of the Sixers writers. You know, talk to us about Sixers basketball. And the NBA season, you know, is now underway. You know, 3 to 4 or 5 games under a lot of people's belts. So, quick reactions for that so far. So, and our off-topic question today is, I think Carm had it, and you
Oh
want
yeah, what was it again?
So our off-topic question is, what is your craziest or best New Year's Eve memory?
Okay,
All right.
that's not bad.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
know.
you know,
Listen, this is the radio. We gotta keep it PG. But all y'all out there, you know, if you want to just divulge with us,
I mean, as
call
long
in.
as we don't curse, I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
So-
I won't curse. I've been good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Curious to hear those Penn State stories.
Oh, so listen, don't you
No,
worry.
no. Matter of fact, let's just get this out the way right now.
Okay.
Mark, I think you should go because you said that like you got stories that you got to bleep out for language. So I think you should
No,
go first.
I already said I'm gonna show my PG stories. So
Okay, all
I
right.
don't have any like crazy stories. But it'll probably be last year. Last year was probably top 5 New Year's Eve moments. So at first I was supposed to like hang with friends with like a small gathering.
Mhm.
Then like this crazy opportunity came up to go out and like club. So I'm like, all right, well, how much? Because you know how expensive it is on New Year's.
Mhm.
Like it's an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
heard,
yeah, the entry fees.
yeah, it'd be
Completely
crazy,
just
right?
like not even worth like.
I'm
that money.
all right. I'm curious. Like, what's your limit
My limit,
for like entry fee?
It's
All
different
right.
for dudes. So you go ahead. What's your
like in general or New Year's?
In general.
Most I'm doing is a dub.
Okay.
Now it depends on where I'm at.
What about New Year's?
Here's my thing though. So all right, New Year's I'm like, nah, I'm not paying more than a bean. Like I'm not paying it at all. For those of you, y'all know what a bean is. Never
Yeah.
mind. I'm not paying more than a bean. So just so happens, I think last year it might have been like 50 or 75.
Ooh.
And then I heard that we was gonna be in like VIP, whatever. So I'm like, all right, let me see. You know what I mean? So I get the turtleneck out, get the chain, get the blazer on.
Oh, snap.
And I'm like,
Get
you know,
Miss Maxwell on.
feeling like I was a part of the Met Gala. So I was like, look, let me see what's going on.
Because
And
Dominique Foxworthy, you know.
exactly. All I can say is we get into the spot and we're in VIP, just having a blast, right? So I know I'm feeling it at this point. Of course, I'm gonna leave parts out, but I remember just sitting there in VIP and I see the bottle girl come over. I'm like, ooh, I'm glad we ain't getting no more of those. I'm like, nah, that's coming over here. I'm like, yo, stop playing. Not another one. So then, boom, another bottle comes. I'm like, oh, jeez. Then, like, next thing you know, I'm like, ooh, we got enough hookahs here. Boom, another hookah comes. I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
hookahs will do you in.
Yes.
Hookah and drinking is like a bad.
It's a bad
And
draw.
then once 12:01 hit and we did the whole little countdown, the DJ just started killing it. And the rest is a blur. All I can say is the following day, I woke up at 5 p.m. I did not see the sun at all on January 1st,
Ooh.
2020. So
Wow.
I'll keep it at that.
Alright.
It's fun.
Okay. Wow, Mark. That was such a kicker in 2020, huh?
No, I guess that's why we are where we are.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. For me, my
And we even got some comments on
Oh.
YouTube saying, like,
What we
me
got?
too, Carl. I want to hear the Penn State stories. as
someone
well.
said that. Who
Yeah.
said that? Who said that?
Looks like Morgan N.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Porg. Hey, Porgy. Craziest. Well, I mean, first of all, just going to Penn State, Maine at all, like you're gonna have crazy, like unbelievable stories of going out anytime. It doesn't matter holidays, state patties, like Arts Fest. It's just there's so many occasions where it's like I can't speak of this. Like it's unspeakable. Like it's that crazy. So New Year's for me, obviously we were home for New Year's because it's Christmas break, winter break.
Yeah.
So my sister, her birthday is actually on New Year's Eve. So growing up, we always had to do stuff with my sister on her birthday, have a little party, so that kind of was how it's been. But like I like to spend New Year's Eve with my sister because it's her birthday, right? Double good things. So I'm gonna say it was about. I think
Don't skip no good
I'm
parts
not,
now.
I'm not. It was probably maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago on my sister's birthday, and she had her friend threw a party for her at their house. So I went to the party, it's my sister's birthday, whatever. And so I'm drinking, and doing a little hookah, having fun, and I'm just having a grand old time. But as you know, it's my sister's birthday, so on birthdays, family usually gets together, right?
Mhm.
So my two cousins show up, and I'm like a little intoxicated. I'm like, "Hey, family!" But then when I least expect it, my father shows up to the party because it's my
Got
sister's
straightened up
birthday.
now.
And I'm like, "Hey, Dad," and I'm like, kind of, feeling it, and you know what I mean. I might have just kind of did a little bit of an embarrassment in front of my father. I really don't want to speak on.
You called it? Did you call Earl?
No, I just.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of was a little too on, and I kind of was just doing a little much in front of my dad, and it was a little mortifying. It was just like a little bit mortifying. So I would say that's like the craziest family NYE moment I've ever had because of my sister's birthday. It's like always like I'm always in that middle spot of like family's there, but then you know what I mean. But now that I've got like it's a little weird.
But then when you get old, it's like I don't care.
Right, like for my birthday this past year, my dad, my grandma, my great aunt were out at my birthday party. I was like trashed, like in front of them, like,
As you should.
and they didn't care. They were just like, yeah, have at it.
Yeah,
So-
I feel like once parents realize that that your kids are no longer kids, and they get that first stage of like getting drunk and turning up, it becomes like what, I don't care anymore.
It's like,
I think
what can you do?
that's how they are now. But at this New Year's party, my dad was just kind of looking at me like really like just shocked. Like he was just kind of like I remember his face. He was like smiling and looking all like I was like, oh my god.
And then he seen you.
And then I'm just like, crap.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? Because like I'm like that's my dad. It's
Wow.
different. I'm a girl. It's just different.
At least like you embarrass your dad. Like there's been times where my mom has embarrassed
Really?
me.
My parents have never
So-
had like a drinking experience where I've been like.
I wouldn't
whoa.
say like a drinking experience.
Oh, you mean
but-
like just embarrassment?
Yeah, let me
Okay,
just
gotcha.
I've seen my mom battle a young girl. All right,
Oh,
that's embarrassing.
that's real.
I'm a
Battle in terms of what?
like dance battle.
Oh, okay, all
Like
right.
she wasn't playing like
I thought you meant like box. Like, oh, crap.
no like dance
Oh,
dance
like
battle out on
dancing,
the
okay.
dance
I'm
floor.
like, Mr.
I'm
Thompson,
like-
chill, man.
I'm like she's doing moves that are inappropriate. I'm like, get her out of here.
Oh, she was like twerking.
Hey, yeah. See?
My parents aren't doing that, but I mean,
Yeah.
You're
listen,
lucky you ain't got to deal with that.
listen, whatever. My dad, I mean, my
Love you,
dad
Mom.
is love you, mom. But yeah, what about you, Chris?
Favorite New Year's?
And let's just say this: Chris's birthday is like 2 days after New Year, so he's like he's
Sure
revving up
is.
for his birthday every year.
Show is.
Okay. Before I get into the story, one of my favorite New Year's moments is that growing up, I would spend New Year's with my grandmother.
Aw.
So I would have, I would get like a robe. They bought me a robe like when I was younger with like my name on it, and like they would pour me like I'll have like the champagne glass and like they pour like apple cider in it, and
Yeah.
like my grandmother would like do the same thing. So like when the New Year's come, we just like clink our glass and be like cheers.
So
So that was like
Aw.
that's more of a sentimental moment.
that's
That's
beautiful.
nice.
So like in our friend circle, we got one birthday that's on the 30th,
Mhm.
and another friend whose birthday's on New Year's Day, and then there's my birthday on the 2nd. So my friend had like an entire get together, and this is when I was clean. This was like when I was straight edge sober. I didn't drink it or smoke at all. Like during my
Your CM Punk days.
yeah. So
You were
like
straight edge.
yeah. No, I made a mental promise to myself that I wouldn't do any of that before I turned 21. That was a lie.
Well, I mean, if you went to college away, like
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't like officially went off campus to like party until like I was 20. So
Got you.
like other than that,
Really?
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Listen, I grew up in the church. My uncle was a pastor. Listen,
I get it. Church
He's not a heathen, Carmen. Leave him alone.
Relax.
temptation wasn't that strong, but
Speak for yourself.
yeah. So like back at home, my friend would get a bunch of. He would live he moved down to the basement, so like he would have like a bathroom to himself, like a TV, like a futon on the floor and all that. So like all of us would get together, play some music, and like everybody would just like turn up and I'd just be sitting in the corner just like yeah. And however, everybody in my friend circle will like smoked, so like I would just be sitting in the corner and it's like they'd just be hotboxing.
You caught contact.
Yes, so like I caught contact.
Yeah.
So
This is not a funny.
yeah, so
This is not a funny.
yeah, so like I'm just sitting there like how like you watch The Office and like you see like Jim just sitting there with like the faces. That was me. So like I'm just like he's like, you sure you don't want some of this? I'm like, fine, give me some of that Four Loko.
Ooh.
So
pass me a logo.
obviously nobody in the history of man has ever finished a Four Loko.
but continue.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
People have.
That's what I do.
Come on, Chris.
You might be entitled to financial compensation.
Penn
I
Staters,
should be
finish
entitled
logos.
to that.
Finish logos.
Yeah, so like, listen, I
The
only
old
did.
ones too.
So like the combination of that and me getting contact hot and hotbox, like there was like at the end start of New Year's, there was like 6 people like passed out on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me included.
Yeah.
So like
Right.
my boys whose birthday was on New Year's Day, this man just yucked all over the floor.
Oh.
So I'm just
Nice.
yeah. Oh man.
Good old throw up story.
I love it.
98.5 WJYN. Who's calling? Oh god.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Hello,
he's
Dad.
coming to shut you down.
How's it going, Dad?
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, so
Good.
Mr. Morris?
Hey.
yeah. So
You too.
yeah. Oh, Dad, just letting you know, I'm wearing the hoodie that you got me for Christmas. Yeah.
No, let's hear it. Oh, okay, that's different.
Festive.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh, rookie mistake.
Listen, man. Listen. The only reason why I kept the tag on is in case you want to go back to that Macy's where we both got our gifts and you want to exchange it for something else.
Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
So anyway, so Dad, what's on your mind today?
Go ahead, Chris.
It's Doug. It's always been Doug.
Good. Good answer.
That's
It's always been the coaching staff.
Mark.
The fact that the fact that this coaching staff and Howie Roseman try to pass the buck, saying that, well, Jalen Hurts is doing fine, so obviously it's not us; it's on Carson Wentz. Obviously, that fell right into the wayside. So listen, we got to clean house. Howie's got to go. Doug's got to go. Jim Schwartz has got to go. We got to start over in terms of the top up.
Right.
Unless he was on load management.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah, no, I'm gonna agree with Chris. It's definitely Doug. And then the sad part about it is towards the end of the game, I saw Hurts starting to play like Wentz. He was playing hero ball. So something told me, like, all right, like now I know for sure that it's Doug because I'm seeing the same struggles that Wentz faced. Once again, we're going away from the run. As always, I did not expect Hurts to drop back even remotely close to as many times as he did. And then we just keep getting stuck on that lucky number 17 like we have been all season. And it's just been absolutely frustrating. And I'm done with Doug. Like, listen, I appreciate him for that Super Bowl. I love it. But at the end of the day, like, we've got to move on. We got to let it go. Like, we definitely got to move on from that. Oh, absolutely not.
Seeing deep fried and battered, okay?
Absolutely, because it's and the fact that was our first interception that we got from our cornerbacks makes absolutely no
since
sense.
week 17 of last year, and that was by Sidney Jones.
I tell you, but all I know is this: with Hurts playing the way he is, he's probably going to get Howie and Doug a reprieve for one more year. Okay, they're probably going to be back for one more year. I think Howie's like personnel decisions are being reduced to anything. Let's face it, last three drafts, okay, he screwed up. Okay, he screwed up because he just wanted to hit the run. All right, Doug, he needs an offensive play caller. Okay, but this play calling sucks after the first quarter. All right, because everybody was like, I saw we were 14-3, okay, fine. But something told me in the back of my mind that said, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it,
Boom.
and bam.
Yeah.
So,
It's rough. It's rough. It's like you get a little bit of hope. The thing about that game that once again bothered me the most is like, all right, you see a little bit of Alshon Jeffrey. Of course, we see Deshaun Jackson. It's like, well, where is he at? Like, is he getting back on the field? Then we see a little bit of Fulgham.
Yeah,
And it's like, forget about Miles.
Yeah, Dick Fletcher got hurt, and after that, the defense completely fell apart.
Yeah. another rough game, and Andy Dalton looked like the old Andy Dalton the way he just picked apart our defense at the
Man, they had Andy Dalton out there looking like Steve Young. Okay, that's how horrible the secondary is.
right.
Okay, the secondary is horrible. We have no linebackers. Once Fletcher Cox went out, we didn't have anybody on the line. All right, and we need offensive line. Okay, Sam Malu, that guy, oof, every time I turned around, false start.
Was that number
False start.
16? I mean 69?
No, that's Matt Pryor.
Okay.
Same model 73.
Okay.
But either way, both aren't
It was
starters.
bad. And to be honest, the refs were being nice to us because they could have called it almost every time.
Yeah.
They really could have. It was really bad. Just weren't prepared. And then like you get the interception, then you're in Cowboys territory. Next thing you know, you get 3
With a
false
chance to
starts
come back.
in a row. Like, don't even get me started in Doug not kicking field goals when we're in field goal range. It's just continuously it's dumb.
Oh no, I'm a gunslinger. I'm gonna go for it every fourth down. We could have had the points, could have made that game a whole lot closer. They wouldn't have panicked, and maybe Hurts would have thrown that interception.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could have done an interception anyway, because the close receivers 5 drive we can keep the damn ball.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, and I really seriously think there's gonna be a quarterback competition.
Sadly.
Whoever wins the quarterback competition, they start the quarterback next year, whether it be Carson, whether it be Jalen Hurts, and if it's not Carson, Carson's out of here. Okay. And I wish Carson does nothing but the best. And so, it is what it is with the Eagles. Okay, and I never once had any kind of inkling they were going to win the NFC East. Okay, they tried to call it the NFC East.
Yeah.
So tell me something. What do you think about the Sixers?
I think so. First 2 games when everybody's healthy, I like what they're doing defensively. Joel Embiid looks like once again a legitimate MVP candidate. Ben Simmons doing what he does on the defensive end. Tobias Harris has given us absolutely nothing, but wins are wins. I think they're trying to establish themselves as a defensive team, and I think Shake Milton is definitely coming as a guy who's definitely going to be coming in at the end of games and closing out. I think it was a big confidence booster for Shake, him running that pick and roll with Joel Embiid at the end of the game in the opener against the Wizards, saying that, this guy's going to be our Lou Will, kind of like, what Lou Will is for us when he was back in Philly and what Doc Rivers, did for Lou when he was with the Clippers. So overall, it's just 3 games, it's a small sample size. We got the Blurs thrown off by us by, the Cavaliers without Joel Embiid. So it's kind of hard for me to gauge what the Sixers are right now.
Well, once again, Joel Embiid sat out. I don't know what he had, he had a hair flip, whatever. And Cleveland rolls.
I mean, the Sixers play no defense.
Cleveland rolls. And let's face it, whenever Sixers play Cleveland or anything, I'll give him the credit. He roast Andre Drummond. Okay, but but Embiid didn't play. Okay, Drummond roasted us, and I'm still worried about his conditioning. Okay, to me that's still a big concern.
But for it to be,
worried 75 to 80 games a season and everything. I'm still worried about that guy.
I mean, but even if Joel's out, we shouldn't have got blown out the way we got blown out. Like, regardless of us having Dwight on Drummond or Bradley on Drummond, the way we were playing defensively, the turnovers, like we did it to ourselves. Like we could have did something in that game without Joel, but we just chose to be the Sixers and do Sixer things.
Out there looking like Isaiah Thomas.
We just did Sixer things. We did like kind of typical Sixer things in that game.
Yeah, they didn't look good. I mean, especially in that one game and that loss to Cleveland. We still got the same Ben Simmons. We don't know who our second option is. So it's really tough,
Option.
It is.
See what I got on today?
It's the same issues. I know it's only been 3 games, but the eyes don't lie.
Oh man,
He
okay.
does not have the eye of the tiger. Okay, he has a small kick.
He got that little purr.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Then, like I said before, then he's soft. Okay, he's soft. He's softer than a brownie out the oven.
Charmin soft.
Okay, Charmin soft.
Please, Mr. Norris, you're just killing us for the rest of the show.
Like $1.5 to a fly. All right.
Mark is
Like I
hyped
said,
up now.
So in Joel, get that killer instinct, get that fire, get that desire that championship caliber players have and everything. Pretty much, it is what it is with them.
We not even contenders.
No, we're not contenders because Milwaukee still has a Greek freak. Okay. Toronto ain't no slouch, and not what they used to be with Kawhi. Okay, but they are what they are. And the Nets, they still have Durant, even though Dinwiddie went down and everything, but they still have Durant and Irvin. Okay. So until they show me something in the playoffs, for that matter, until they show me like what they can do in the regular season, like the base and everything, they are what they are.
A 5th seed.
So, with that being said, would you trade James Harden for Ben Simmons then?
I gotta admit, okay, Harden being out there coming back in like he's Babe Ruth, like dropping like ridiculous points on people and everything. I gotta admit, he's kind of swayed because Ben is still thick. All right, I still don't like Harden's attitude. I still wish he was about like 3 or 4 years younger, but right now I'm 50-50.
You're getting closer. I love it.
Yeah, but there's still something about him that I just can't just like.
Something about Ben that I just.
I mean,
The same thing you didn't like about Iverson?
Who?
what?
Who are you talking to?
No, my dad's not. No. Dad,
Because Harden, I'll put it this way: Harden is more skilled than Iverson is. Okay, I'll give him that. But Harden doesn't have is as ferocious as Iverson was. I couldn't say that Iverson has played player skill and everything. It could have been a whole lot better, but he left everything on the court. Okay, you need to transplant Allen Iverson's heart into Ben Simmons' chest.
That would be a sight to see.
Okay, and all those guys kept on saying, "Oh, Joel Embiid's best center ever, and he's been a little champion and everything." Nah.
Well,
He got a whole long way to go. Okay. And tell me something, guys. Did you check out that Miami Las Vegas Raiders game?
yes.
Ooh, it's a rough one.
Oh man, Ryan Fitzpatrick is that's a Hall of Fame throw.
that
Oh my
face match is like
gosh.
around the corner.
that no look, John.
Like at all. I mean, the Raiders did it to themselves. They should have kicked the field goal, but they decided not to. So their defense buckled,
I tell
and
you,
that's
the
what happened.
Raiders just shoot themselves in the foot. They went full automatic and clipped it at both of their feet. Okay. And I gotta say, ever since he left the Eagles, I can't stand Giants roots. So I laugh my ego went off at him. Okay, him and his quarterback came. Well, he needs this. Okay, he ain't won a Super Bowl since you won it with Tampa Bay with Tony Dungy's team. Okay, so
Talk that tough.
Dang.
yeah, I went there. Okay, I went there.
You're not gonna get into disagreements with me. So, Dad, before we let you go, what is your favorite New Year's Eve moment or memory?
Keep it PG now. See, it's tough.
I'd have to say your great grandfather Horace Preston, God rest his soul, and your great grandmother Ernestine Preston, God rest his soul too. They took me to church with them in the '80s. We stayed in church overnight for the church, and we marched all night long. Basically, a church march, like an old school church march. You march up to the pulpit, and basically drop a coin in the collection plate. Whoever finishes dropping the most coin, who's left, who doesn't run out of money and everything, get to pick a prize. And the prize I picked was that little clown figurine that you used to be scared of that was by your grandmother's chair. I used to play that. Used to run to the other room.
Man, clown's scary, man.
Yeah, guys, you were scared of the clown. It was one of those little hobo clown figurines and everything. You tapped it. It used to go back and forth playing trumpet and everything, tapping the switch, playing the Saints Go Marching In. He saw that clown, he ran. Whenever I took that clown on, he ran.
Dang.
That's a pretty
Clowns are
justifiable
scary.
fear. Anyway, Dad, thanks for calling in anytime. You got the number.
Happy
Tuesday
New
from
Year.
5 to 7.
Happy New Year. Take care, guys.
Thank
And
you.
just so you guys know, one time he ran to the couch, his head got stuck, and I had to lift the couch to get his head out.
Okay, anyway.
Dang, Chris is the one that did the
I'll
dirty
apologize.
laundry.
I will apologize later. Once again, listening to 98.5 WJY.
Dang, Chris,
Running
you
back
just
sports
baiting your dad. Like, boom. Like, I don't,
Pops King
you
with
can't
that
share
heat
that
this week.
story.
He'll forgive me later.
Oh, man. That
But-
number to join the conversation is 215-763-9596.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Wow.
What you about to say?
Listen, your dad, he has some strong opinions, man. Very strong. You know, it's kind of like I didn't want to say nothing to him. Like, yo, he gonna be like, no. I'm like, you got it, Dad. You got it.
Man, my dad's in his mid-40s. He's been watching, Philadelphia sports since the '80s. So
Your dad's only in his mid-40s?
yeah,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
he's only 45.
Okay. Wow. My brother is 43. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Your dad is only 45?
Yeah,
What the? How old was he when he had you?
18.
Wow. Your dad was
Straight out of high school.
living life,
Straight out of
living his
town.
best life. Okay. But
That just made How old are your parents then?
my dad is 63. He's gonna be
Sheesh.
63. My mom is 52.
Oof.
My mom has just turned 50, and my dad is 49.
But my dad, like my brother, he's 42. My dad is 62. You know what I'm saying? So like his first child, he had young as crap, and then
Okay.
me, he was a little later.
So you got away with a lot of stuff because your parents was just tired.
I mean, I was the first girl, so you know.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah,
you know how that
yeah,
goes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you know.
you know you got to double down on that.
She got away with
But,
everything.
yeah.
That's why Pop seen her on New Year's and was just like,
No, this ain't it.
you just let it go.
Shout out to my dad, wherever you are. He's in North Carolina. Hey, Dad.
Are we going on the Eagles or are we just done?
No, I,
Um,
We
We
didn't
have-
get a chance to talk about
we-
it.
I
So.
mean, we
Let's do it.
basically talked about it.
no, but
Oh,
I need
man,
to
man, we
speak
keep
on
getting these
something. I
callers,
need to
man.
speak on something on the Eagles after this.
98.5 WJYN. Who's calling?
Chris, I'm 46. I had y'all 17. Happy New Year.
Oh my gosh, you did.
I tried to give you a year off, and you doing this to me?
He said I had you when I was
man.
17. Get it right.
I was not expecting that.
Boom. Corrected you.
That
Don't
was a quick
ever,
little mic drop.
don't ever question my age again, son.
Oh man.
I love you, Dad.
This is like this dynamic of Chris and his dad is like too much for me.
Oh.
I mean, we do a show every year. Like back when I was in Germantown, and like here, we would do like a father-son edition of on Father's Day of the running back show.
I can't wait till the
Oh, nice.
till 2021.
You doing that? You doing that this year?
I mean, yeah, why not?
I bet. I'll
Shoot.
tune in.
Shoot.
I mean, let's try to get all our fathers in.
Hey,
We can
why
try.
not? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Try.
We'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Anyway, so
Eagles.
so
Carmen's got something on her mind.
All right, y'all.
I'm done
All right.
with the Eagles.
Here's the
but
thing.
Go ahead,
Here's the
Carmen.
thing. All right.
we pretty much talked
So
about it.
we talked about it, but I had to just say this because I was so annoyed. Two things. My first thing is I am so sick of Doug Peterson having Boston Scott be our return runner. Like I'm just like he don't go nowhere.
Agreed.
He goes to the 20-yard line, not even, and that's always it. Like I've never seen him go beyond that. Like, can we put Rager in? Can we put just anybody else in but
Agreed.
Boston Scott? He never
Yeah.
gets anywhere.
You don't even have like no
He
juke moves.
never gets
You
anywhere.
just run straight.
I'm just like,
Listen,
he runs-
only play Boston Scott when we're playing the Giants.
listen, he runs in like it's just after when he runs, that's why he just runs, he just like goes, I want to run into people. And he just runs into people. It's just like,
Yeah.
are you even trying to get down the field? Like every time. So that's just my one thing.
No, you're right. I mean,
No,
it's
you're
frustrating.
right.
Like,
we need a legitimate punt return.
Like it's
we
sick.
have one.
It's
We don't
sick.
use them.
yeah.
Jalen
Like,
Rager.
let's use
Player-
Rager.
Yeah, so my thing is that if Rager's going to be, one of our starting wide receivers, at this point, we still need to find somebody in case, if something does happen to
For
Rager.
sure.
Yeah, because Rager did get hurt at the, at the beginning of the year
Yeah.
as well.
I know.
So maybe like Quez Watkins or like John
They got the
Hightower.
speed.
Listen,
Yeah, so
An investment in our special teams, an investment in our punt returners. Like we need to get all the pieces.
yeah,
We
because
need to-
for years before Dane mentioned A and B days, like our special teams was good. Sean Landana, David Akers, Brian Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brian
yeah.
Westbrook.
Yeah,
before he
Darren
got his
Sproles.
opportunity.
even Jake Elliott, his behind. What he's not even like listen, he barely is efficient. It's just like, come on, people. This is the easy, basic things that we should be being great at.
You would think.
I'm just saying, it's just like, let's make it a little easier on ourselves. We already don't have a secondary. We already have a quarterback, up in smoke. We don't know what's going on with the quarterback situation. So it's like, can we just have our basics like checked off? Like, hey, we have special teams. Hey, we have a good punt return. Like, let's do that.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
that's my first. My second thing, freaking Jacquet.
Oh, he was
This,
getting
like-
cooked.
Michael
Like it was
Jacquet.
Jacquet. It was embarrassing. Like we got
He got
they
destroyed.
got 2 touchdowns off him. Like literally, he cost us the game. Like
Yeah.
2 Gallup was getting whatever
To
he
be honest,
wanted.
it wasn't even him giving up the touchdowns. The problem is the fact that he kept tripping all over the field.
He was
Yeah.
slipping and sliding. Like, are you all right? Like, is everything cool with your cleats? Did you change cleats? Like, I don't know.
He had Michael Gallup looking like freaking what's his name?
He looked like DK for a second.
Yeah, he looked
Honestly,
real
he
good.
was like, what did he have? Hold on. I wrote this down because I was so annoyed. I wrote this down. Hold on. I wanna say this. He had 55 yards when he went, almost had did he have a touchdown? It was 4th and goal, whatever happened.
He had a lot.
Yeah. So Jacquet, hold on. I have a stat, y'all. I have a
He looked
stat.
rough.
I have a stat for y'all
He was
real
getting
quick.
cooked and exposed.
You know, it reminded me
So-
of the Ronald Darby days.
182 yards allowed. Second in the NFL, allowed 7 catches. And then he got taken out. He should have got taken out before. Like, why were you like they kept like Doug Peterson? Do you not see what's going on? This is a momentum changer. Like after
Sorry,
that
Doug
first,
Peterson, it was Jim Schwartz.
yeah, well,
Jim Schwartz stuck in his ways.
so it's just kind of like,
They're both stuck in their ways.
but it's like we had good momentum. We had that 81 or 88 from Deshaun.
81.
81 yard touchdown.
Yeah.
We had that good momentum to start out, and then everything just kind of came tumbling down, starting with him. We should have took him out immediately. Like,
Now this is a story all about how
It's
the
just-
Eagles look.
They just
so I was so frustrated. I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like yelling. My dad was like, "This ain't looking good."
he didn't
This
start
ain't
mopping
looking-"
again.
He
did
did not, and that's the thing. My dad wasn't mopping. We should have had this, man, and he just wasn't looking good. It wasn't. It was so frustrating. But you know what I mean?
It's,
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. I feel like Jalen held it together for what he was given. I feel like he held it together. Like he was all right. I don't think like he didn't look like all scary out there and all, except for the final couple plays
Yeah.
with the
When he was
interception.
trying to play hero
Yeah.
ball, which that's not his fault in my opinion.
And then just like when Cox went down, my dad was like, "Cox is down. This is not the time for him
Oh,
to be
yeah.
down." Like that just killed us. So it's just like,
yeah, as soon as I saw him take the pads off, I'm like, yeah, this defensive line is in trouble.
For sure.
And it's it's the most money that we put in the position. Brandon Graham, Javon Hargrave, Malik Jackson, Fletcher Cox. And with Cox out, he's clearly their best defensive lineman. So, like, the fact that we couldn't get none of the pressures with the other guys that we invest all this money to alongside with Fletcher on this defensive line is really telling them. It's just, once again, the incompetency about the construction of this team.
right.
Yeah.
And thank God when Mills got in, I was like, "Thank you." He like,
And
you
it's
see
sad that you say that
because I was happy.
because I can't stand him.
But he was doing
He
better
gets
than
annihilated.
he was doing better than what's his face, like
Marquette or whoever.
Jacquet. He was doing better than him.
Jacquees.
So
We
at
gonna call
that
him
at that
Jacquees.
moment, I was like, "Go ahead, Mills. Just do your thing."
And that's
Do
sad
something.
that we've come to that.
But
Because
it-
Jalen
but-
Mills got moved to safety for a reason.
But I mean, but he looked better than Jacquet.
I
And the
mean,
thing is that
yeah,
Mills
alright.
Mills didn't even earn a safety spot. Like, he was given the safety spot.
Right. When
Listen.
Malcolm Jenkins left.
Yeah. So,
I meant to
So-
say that Gallup was looking like the second coming of Michael Irving.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of his name off the top of my head.
CD Lamb is the second coming of
And it's
Michael.
funny that you say that because he wears number 88.
88, yeah.
And I remember
Irvin only gives permission to, those wide receivers are going to be that guy.
when we missed on CD Lamb, I said to myself, and this back when I was doing my my podcast, I
The
remember
colorful
saying,
dread hit.
yeah,
Mhm.
I remember saying like because we didn't go up to get him, there's going to be a time when he's going to kill us in a game, and it's going to be a game clinching type game.
You
There it
prophesized.
was.
You prophesized.
Happened in the first year,
And just look
and
at
they didn't waste any time.
look at this. Legit, the Cowboys had this season. They had 3 50-plus yard pass plays in our game against the Eagles. They had 3
Yeah,
all season. They had 3, and against us, they had
But you want
3.
to know something? It's okay. That you know what that means? The season is over.
you know what the
And
funny
all we are is just one Philadelphia Eagles loss away from securing the top 5 pick and Dallas out of the playoffs.
We are. It's funny because them doggone Dallas fans been quiet all year.
Yeah.
Like like non-existent. But I got a couple little slide texts like, oh yeah. Oh yeah? What you mean? Oh yeah. We them who?
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on. Don't do
You notice
that.
that too?
Don't do that. They were mute.
Yeah.
Like I don't be seeing the little jerseys with the little John Cena shorts and the cool gray Jordans that they be wearing. Like I don't know. Like, but as soon as they get a little win over us, they want to come out of the woodworks talking about we them. Like, no, get out of my face.
Yeah.
Get out of my face.
Anyway, enough Eagles talk.
I'm off them.
We got about 10 minutes.
I'm done.
We got about 10 minutes left for a second. Caller calls in.
Mhm.
So any other takeaways from this past week, week 16?
Let's look at the playoff picture real quick right now. So in the AFC, we got Kansas City at number 1, who's sitting at 14-1.
Yep.
And then you got the Bills, who went ahead and clinched their division. They are 12-3. The Steelers are third at 12-3 as well. I was actually surprised that the Steelers came back and won that game because I was writing them off, like legit writing them
Yeah.
off.
I knew they were gonna win that game.
Yeah.
You
Anyway,
felt it?
hold on,
Yeah.
we got another caller. 98.5 WJYN. Who's calling? Hello? All right.
Kids always playing on the phone. I tell you.
No, I knew the Steelers were gonna win that game. They needed to win that game. I was like, there's no way they're gonna lose 4 straight. They're gonna get the momentum back. I literally said this to somebody. I was talking to someone. I was like, they're gonna win. I had a feeling, and they did. They
did.
clinched.
Yeah.
They clinched their division. So
And then they want to dance in the locker room. That's their new thing now.
Yeah.
Because they can't do it on the 50.
the Corvette challenge.
Yeah, they got to let that go.
It's so cute
Yeah.
though.
And
I
now
like
we got
it.
14. We got 4 teams in the wild card right now
Yes.
who are all 10-5.
Yes, which
And a
is
team could
crazy.
literally miss the playoffs with either 11-5 or a 10-6 record. That's ridiculous.
How crazy is that? That
Yeah.
you can't even make the playoffs of that.
Yeah.
So yes, the Dolphins, Ravens, Browns, and Colts
Yes.
all got the same record. The Titans have the 4 seed who got spanked by your boy, got spizzing. They're at 12-3. So
Yeah.
the AFC playoff picture is looking good, and right now the Colts are the only team that's on the bubble. Everybody else is mathematically eliminated. For the NFC picture, you got the Packers who are sitting at 12-3. Shouts. Do you want to take a moment?
No. Go, keep going.
Are you sure?
Do you want to
Keep
talk
going.
about your
Do
boy,
you have a second? I know you want to.
Aaron?
No,
What
no.
Rodgers?
No. Keep going. Keep
What is
going.
it? Roger relations.
What's his middle name?
Whatever you were
What's
saying
his
on
middle name,
Facebook.
Okay, listen.
Go.
Okay, listen.
Chris, what is it?
I'm so glad you guys are here, and you got your books open. So please, everybody, turn to chapter 17, page 34 of Roger Relations. As Sir Aaron Rodgers of Packer assembled his followers and disciples in the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field to face the mighty Titans led by King Henry.
Yes.
With the
How
NFC
dare
number
you.
1 seed on the line, Rodgers went to his troops. Sir Devontae, on
Yes,
this
sire.
on this fierce night of snow that will never on this winter battle, I need you the most. And he did, with 4 touchdowns, over 200 yards, and Devontae Adams with 3 touchdowns.
My king, I shall make them pay.
And he rightfully did. The Titans had no defense for Sir Rodgers of Packerith.
I'm dying.
And
This
now
is
they are a
too
win away.
much.
Going up to Soldier Field to face the monsters of the Midway. Going hunting during this time of year for Bears and Mitchell Trubisky.
And they will defend their castle and remain number 1.
And make sure the road to the Super Bowl goes through the frozen tundra. And that, my friends, is Roger Relations, chapter 43.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
That was like Saturday Night Live.
That was off the top of
Just
the head,
happened.
huh?
That was beautiful.
That was like some, that was great.
One thing I will say though, Aaron Rodgers is MVP.
Yes.
I can't even deny it.
Thank you.
Not going to deny it anymore. He's definitely the MVP.
Welcome.
And
But is he
also,
gonna win?
He's going to win.
Yes.
He's going to win.
He's gonna win?
Yes.
He's going to win it because what happened with they wanted to put a spark under Aaron Rodgers when drafting. What's the kid? Love.
Jordan Love.
Yeah, they sparked him all right. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is playing absolutely outstanding. But here's the thing, though. This is why I feel like he's starting to separate from Pat a lot. Because in the beginning, Pat was on fire. We don't remember that. We're not talking about September and October no more. We're talking about what's happening recently. And what's happening recently is Pat Mahomes ain't too hot. And the Packers just keep rolling and rolling.
But the Chiefs
and
are
rolling.
leading in every single category in the
Yeah,
NFL.
but they're like
Chiefs.
scraping.
I mean, I'm sorry, the Chiefs. Yes, the Chiefs. Sorry.
They're scraping by with wins though.
Like-
They
They
just beat Tennessee,
I like-
who the Chiefs are probably going to run into. They smoked them. What was it, 40-14, right?
Yeah, 40-14.
Was that the final score?
Yep.
Okay, they smoked them. It's crazy because I was going to bet that game, but something told me like, you know what? I'm gonna stay away from it because I'm like King Henry is going to kill them on the ground. But I'm like,
King Henry
but
was
then
at 98
again,
yards. 98 yards
that
to King
man
Henry.
Aaron, he be doing it sometimes, so I didn't touch it.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm glad I did because I was going to take Tennessee
Yeah.
because I thought
You were gonna take Tennessee over the Packers?
I was because I thought Henry was going to kill them because it was snowing. So it's like when it snows, all you can do is really run. But I guess when you're Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah, and speaking of
So-
running, they opened up a branding dimension on their offense with that rookie A.J. Dillon.
looking good.
Yeah, so now you
It's
have
like, where did he come from?
fourth round.
There you go.
Fourth round of
A
this year's
gem in the
draft.
fourth.
Yeah, so now like you have if a team has to come up to Lambeau, and honestly, like a team like the Saints, they need the road to the Super Bowl to go through, the Superdome.
They do.
So now you need teams that are not used to the cold weather, like the Saints, like Tampa Bay. Even though Tom Brady did play in, Foxborough, there's a reason why he wanted out of Foxborough
yeah.
because once you get older, you know that sun
it loosens up the joints.
Keep you a little younger.
Yeah.
Keep you a little younger.
So like,
So you're saying that Lambeau really is that serious in terms of the snow and the weather and the cold? It
Yes,
really
it's
affects.
yes.
Sure.
yes, because like when you play up north and you're accustomed to it, and you're hosting a team that isn't, it's a major factor.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
It's like when they go to Denver and the air quality, like it's so much
Yeah,
thinner.
you got to get used to it.
Yeah.
That's true. Even when the NBA, even when you play in against the Nuggets, the
Yeah,
players
same
complain
thing.
about the air and how they got to adjust. So imagine playing outside.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
I mean, in that game, Derrick Henry was he only had 98 yards. It was his first. I think he broke.
I mean, Derrick Henry had 98 yards, but it wasn't effective 98.
Yeah.
Right. No,
like-
he had 23 carries,
Yeah.
98 yards, and he ended the streak of having 9 consecutive road games with over 100 yards.
Yeah.
So
Just missed it.
yeah,
yeah.
it just didn't.
The thing
Didn't
about
happen for
the Tennessee this last game is that they were super predictable.
Yeah.
But can you blame them? I mean, look at the elements.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't think Aaron Rodgers was going to be going out there slinging it like that. So when it's 1st and 10 and you're Tennessee, of course you're going to establish the run. So I really don't blame them for the
Yeah.
game plan. It's just
It's also the major difference when you have a quarterback of that caliber like an Aaron Rodgers, as opposed to a guy like Ryan Tannehill. When
Agreed.
you have a guy like Ryan Tannehill, you're going to stick to the script.
yeah,
When you have a guy like Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson
they write in the
or
script.
Josh Allen, yeah, exactly. They're writing the script. But speaking of writing the script, Josh Allen on Monday night put a hurting on the Patriots, man.
Yo,
Yeah, that was.
They dominated, and I think this is the first time throughout the Bill Belichick era that the Bills has swept the New England Patriots.
I believe. I think it's. Oh, it was a crazy stat I saw today, but I feel like it's been maybe since the early '90s.
Yeah.
Or something like that. The last time that the Bills swept the Patriots.
Yeah. And I think it's also time, going forward, when we talk about Patrick Mahomes, we got to talk about that kid Josh Allen right behind him.
Yeah, we got to. One thing, because I was watching sports all day, I saw that during the offseason, what's the name? Josh Allen reached out. It was to Tony Romo, I
Yeah.
believe, asked him about his mechanics. And he was just, being an open book. And I guess he took that knowledge that Tony Romo gave him. And now I'll be honest, like I don't like Tony Romo. He's a Dallas guy, but I always thought that his throwing motion was pretty smooth. Can't deny that. So when I heard that news came out that, hey, Josh Allen went out there and seeked help, all I can say is it helped.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he looks like a completely different player. Like, last year I liked him because he had a big body, strong arm, et cetera, but now it's like he's picking apart the defense.
Yeah, like every single year. He reminds me a lot of some semblance of like when Blake Griffin started, he started adding, different dimensions to his game. Like when he came in, he was a raw project, real athletic, strong arm, but that's all he was. Every single year you see him add to his game,
Yeah.
running a lot more, getting that accuracy down. His accuracy's been going up over the last 2 years. You add legitimate playmakers on the outside, guys like Cole Beasley in the slot, Stephon Diggs, who
Mhm.
is now, who's going to be the first Bills wide receiver in NFL history to potentially lead every single wide receiver category statistic.
Yeah, he passed Eric Moles in all-time yards for a season.
Absolutely.
So that Stephon Diggs has been absolutely outstanding for him. What a target to have.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Jalen Ramsey might be taking back his comments about baby boy Allen, how he wouldn't want to play for him, with him.
Listen, man, we all say things that we eventually regret.
we got a minute left. How y'all feel about Dwayne Haskins getting released?
It was a bad situation from the start, but in the end, he brought it on himself.
Yeah.
In a league in which, starting backup quarterbacks are becoming a more, priority and necessity, I think he'll find somewhere.
I hope he gets another opportunity because
Yeah.
I feel like they're giving him the Jamarcus Russell treatment. And the dude can play. I just feel like he was never wanted in Washington to start with.
Yeah.
So I
Which I don't get. I mean, the guy was a first-round pick.
yeah. Did you guys hear Booger McFarland's comments?
Oh, yeah, I did. I don't care about him.
Yeah, I don't care either. Like, I feel like that was like some good old boy type talk. Like, come on, bro. That's not what we're trying to hear. I get what you're saying, but you don't put our people out on Front Street like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not what we do. Like, I feel like we needed somebody like Uncle Shay on that spotlight in that moment to kind of uplift us and keep it real. That, for me, like, I get where he's coming from with it, but that's not how we should talk about our people in the media.
Yeah, but real quick, listen, guys like, like Shannon Sharp and like Bomani Jones are such a, Anyway, let's go right into it. 98.5 WJYN.
Hi, my name is Kai. I'm supposed to be calling into Mark's show.
Yo, what's going on, Kai? Thanks for calling in. How are you?
Yo, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good, man. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're about to get ready to cover them Sixers and everything. So we got just a couple questions. Don't want to hold you up. Kai, the first question I wanted to ask you, right? So with these first 3 games, and you've been around the team, I know I see you doing the Zoom calls and everything like that. Who would you say is a leader for this Philadelphia 76ers team?
Leader how? Like, are you talking about like in play or talking about the locker room?
Locker room leader.
Locker room leader is definitely Dwight Howard. It's definitely Dwight Howard. It's Danny Green. The 2 guys who are champions on this roster, they are the 2 guys who have really kind of stepped up and really kind of pulled these guys aside and they said, listen, if you want to win a championship, we saw LeBron and AD do it last year with Lakers. You know, they go to Ben and Joel and they're like, listen, you 2 need to play. You guys need to be together all the time. You guys need to work out together. You need to hang out together. You need to go on bike rides together. Do whatever you got to do. But we saw with LeBron and AD last year. We're going to pass it on to you guys. So it's really been Dwight Howard and Danny Green as like the 2 kind of leaders on the team so far.
Kai, once again, thanks for calling in for the show. So in terms of, last year with Brett Brown and, this year under Doc Rivers, in terms of like the feeling in the air, like when you interview Doc Rivers, how's it different from like interviewing, Brett Brown last year?
Well, for one, there are shorter answers, so it's easier to transcribe. That's definitely one thing that I will love so far about
Who has
Doc.
Doc has shorter answers than Brett so far?
What was that?
Doc has shorter answers than Brett so far?
Absolutely,
Okay.
100%. He makes my job so much easier when it comes to transcribing at the end of the day, so thank goodness for Doc Rivers. as much as I love Brett Brown as a person and, good guy also to talk to on the side, his answers were incredibly long and they were annoying to transcribe. So that's one difference. In terms of, I guess, what you're seeing on the basketball court, Doc is a guy who's got success in his league. He recently took past Bill Fitch for 10th place on the all-time coaches list, and he's got a championship on his resume. He's a proven guy. He brings respect. He brings a resume that demands that respect, and Ben and Joel have to kind of listen to him now. It's very well known that Ben and Joe got away with whatever they wanted under Brett, and Doc isn't going to let that happen. So Doc is definitely the right guy for the job. I believe he is. They're 2-1 right now. A lot of people are really going into the Cleveland loss, and that was an embarrassing loss. That's really an unacceptable loss. But they didn't have Joel, and they're going to go through these bumps and bruises until they kind of get all on the same page.
Yeah, Kai, just for our listeners' sake, so you work for the Sixers Wire for USA Today, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So my question to you is, so when the situations when Joel can't play, who do you think should be our rightful go-to if Joel is not playing? Because even though Joel didn't play against Cleveland, I guess obviously Drummond was going up against Howard, against Bradley. It's not the same matchup, but I feel like we shouldn't have got so blown out as we did. Obviously, I think we made Sixer kind of mistakes, the turnovers, the sloppy passes, all that. So when we don't have Joel, who is our main guy, who do you think should be that number 2 person?
Well, you're absolutely right. Even without Joel, they should not have been blown out the way they did against Cleveland, because at the end of the day, it's still just Cleveland.
Right.
Now, granted, the Cavaliers came in with a 2-0 record, but they beat Charlotte and they beat Detroit. 2 bad teams in the Eastern Conference. And on top of that, the Cavaliers were coming off a double overtime game against the Pistons the night before.
Right.
So really, that shouldn't have happened. So I completely agree. One of the nights when Joel can't go, that's when you need to turn to Tobias Harris. Now, Ben Simmons, you know what you're going to get out of Ben, but Tobias Harris is getting paid $33 million.
Right.
At some point, Tobias Harris is going to have to kind of step up and really earn that contract and really become the player he once was with the Clippers. With the Clippers, Tobias averaged 20 points a night, and he shot 43% from deep. Tobias needs to kind of turn back the clock a little bit and become that player for Philadelphia for them to really not miss a beat when Joel goes out. And even when Joel is playing, either way, you still need more from Tobias Harris either way.
Completely agree 1,000%. We talk about this all the time, how he's getting paid so much, and it's like, where is his productive? Like, how is he being productive? How is he helping the team? Because it's like Joel, obviously, he can drop 20, he can have a double-double. He's had like 2 double-doubles so far, I think. So it's like, Joel, we know what you can do. Tobias, you have to prove yourself as a Sixer. All the stuff that you did with Doc before, with the Clippers, with the Pistons, is irrelevant to what we're doing right now.
Yep, I agree 100%. Kai.
Yeah, absolutely 100% when it comes to Tobias. It comes down to a point where Doc really mentioned all the time how Tobias was over dribbling. He mentioned that Tobias was thinking too much out there. And that's something that Doc is really trying to help him with. Doc is really trying to get Tobias to make quicker decisions and kind of get back to the player he was with the Clippers. They talked about it all the time, how he's tired of Tobias going into his quote-unquote bag of tricks. He just wants Tobias to make a quick move to the basket or spot up and shoot. So it's going to be a process, but if they can get Tobias back to where he was under Doc with the Clippers, then it makes a huge difference for them come playoff time.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to get rid of that ball, Tobias. There's other people on the floor that can make plays.
Absolutely. Kai, it's Mark again. Question. So the way this team is currently constructed, do you consider them a contender at all?
No, and it's only because in the Eastern Conference, I don't think anybody beats Brooklyn. I'm really high on Brooklyn this year, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Listen, they're both some very unique personalities, but they're both terrific basketball players at the end of the day. So when it comes to Brooklyn, I don't see how anybody beats them 4 times in 7 games. The only team that I think could maybe give them a shot is Milwaukee, but I don't trust Mike Budenholzer coach teams come playoff time. So honestly,
And Giannis is starting to get exposed.
So Kai, Chris again. So in terms of, obviously, the addition of Doc Rivers is huge for the locker room. So in regards to the rest of this coaching staff, who do you believe is also, big in terms of, everybody else's player development, for the guys like, like Ben Simmons, Shake Milton, and the rest of the crew?
Sam Cassell is a big guy that Doc talks about all the time. Sam Cassell is a former All-Star, former NBA champion during his playing days. He was a very, very talented point guard during his days in the NBA. We all remember him in his days with the Houston Rockets in the 90s. He was very good for the Milwaukee Bucks in the early 2000s, and then he was with the Celtics playing for Doc and helped him win a championship in 2008. And Sam Cassell's actually been with Doc with the Clippers. He's now with him here in Philadelphia. And they actually assigned Sam Cassell for Ben Simmons. They basically looked at Sam and they were like, listen, you are going to coach Ben Simmons. You are going to work him through everything. You're going to help him with his players, with his offensive skill set. That's something that they really want Sam to work on him with. So I would probably say Sam Cassell, probably number 1. And then another guy they really love is Dan Burke, who they brought over from the Indiana Pacers. Burke and Rivers they actually have a history together during their time earlier in their careers. And Burke is a very good defensive-minded guy. So those are kind of the 2 main guys on that coaching staff.
Yeah, Kai, hi, Carmen again. So my next question to you is, I know obviously we've only been 3 games in, we played tonight. What do you think about Matisse Thybulle's part in the team? I mean, last year, obviously he's not the best shooter, but I feel like defensively he's always been solid. I like him overall. I like his energy. So I feel like as I've seen him play so far, Doc has kind of had him in a couple seconds for defense, bring him in and out. Against Cleveland, he got in for a little bit. So I feel like with Matisse, when I watch him play, I don't see him being as aggressive. I don't see him kind of going for shots. I see him just passing the ball more, kind of just being stagnant, kind of like waiting for someone to give him the ball. I feel like his confidence is a little different. So where do you think Matisse is going to be in this whole with our rotation? And do you feel like he should be in the rotation? I mean, I do, but what are your thoughts?
Matisse is kind of an interesting situation just because he really only offers one side of the floor. He's not really much of an offensive player. He can't really put the ball on the floor. He gets most of his points off of, garbage points. Like he hustles to the basket, he'll grab a rebound, put it back up, whatever. What the Sixers are trying to do is they're trying to put shooters and surround Joel and Ben with shooting. That's why they went out and got Steph Curry and Danny Green. So, and that's why Furkan Korkmaz and Shake Milton and Mike Scott are playing ahead of Matisse because those guys are knocking down their 3-pointers. So, but now with Furkan Korkmaz expected to be out for a couple of weeks, you will see Matisse get some playing time. And this is going to be Matisse's shot to kind of prove to Doc that he can be in the rotation. As it stands right now, if he can't take advantage of this, though, and knock down his open 3-pointers, then when Furkan comes back, Matisse is going to go back to that defensive, situational role player. He's going to have to prove to knock down his shots because that's the only way he's going to get playing time with the team. He needs to be able to knock down open 3-pointers.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just feel like he doesn't look the same. Like he just looks kind of hesitant. Like when he's out there, he doesn't seem like he has that same kind of energy. I don't know. Maybe he just feels like maybe him not being in the rotation anymore is kind of getting to him. I don't know, but that's just what I've seen so far.
Well, when it comes to that is that like that could be the way I see it is. I mean, it could be like a lack of confidence just because he did play so much last year, his rookie year. But now that there's a new coaching staff, he's going to have to put literally a brand new coaching staff. None of the assistants last year are back again this year. So this is a brand new coaching staff from top to bottom. It's a brand new team from top to bottom. You got Daryl Morey in here now, kind of calling the shots a little bit. And Daryl's not going to get so excited over a guy who only plays defense.
Yeah.
Like that's never been Daryl Morey's MO. So Matisse is really going to have to prove to these guys that he can knock down open 3-pointers. That's the only way he's going to kind of get back in.
Okay.
Kai, Mark here again. So I really like Maxey a lot. Like I like him so much. I personally feel like he would be better suited getting into the starting lineup because I feel like we need more ball handlers. How do you feel about Maxey on this team and his play so far?
Tyrese Maxey's a baller.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the only way to really describe it. Like when you really think about it at the end of the day, it's incredible how Tyrese fell to 21. You know, there were 20 other picks there, and nobody really thought, let's pick up Tyrese Maxey. This kid's a lottery talent. He slid to Philly at 21. I really don't know why. I haven't really heard anything bad about his personality or the way he showed up. His work ethic was apparently really good. The only bugaboo was he shot 28% from deep for Kentucky last year as a freshman. So that caused him to drop to 21 in the league, so predicated on shooting. But I don't know if Maxey will ever become a starter on this team just because of that shot, that shaky shot. But as you mentioned, Mark, he's a guy who can put the ball on the floor. He can create his own shot. He can get to the basket. He can get to the foul line. He creates opportunities for others. So Maxey's definitely going to be a good player in this league for a long time, just because he's got this mentality to be able to work his ass off and do whatever needs to be done for him to succeed in this league. I think he's going to be around for a long time. And as far as the starting role goes, I'm not sure, but he certainly will be around for a long time.
And Kai, last question. So you said it's funny that you brought up Daryl Morey saying he's not going to be a guy that's going to get excited over defense. So do you see any potential mid-season moves that Daryl Morey can make to increase the Sixers' chance for going deeper into the postseason?
Well, this is Daryl Morey we're talking about. This guy made a huge deal in the middle of the night for Robert Covington and put him at center during his last season with the Houston Rockets. So, I mean, anything's certainly possible. Morey is a guy who is not afraid to pull the trigger on any bold move. I know a lot of people think they're going to go out and get James Harden. I mean, Harden honestly fills like a lot of different roles on this team. I'm not sure if they're going to go out and get him. I've heard so many different things about how they really do love Ben and Joel, and they want to see what they can do under Doc. I mean, but who knows? Maybe they could go get a guy like Victor Oladipo. I mean, the Pacers are probably going to get him up. There hasn't been a good relationship between Oladipo and the Pacers lately. Zach LaVine is the guy to maybe keep tabs on. The Chicago Bulls aren't winning. We all know LaVine wants to be on a winner. So who knows? Maybe they can pull a deal off for Zach LaVine too. So who knows? I mean, Daryl Morey is not a guy who's going to be, trigger shy when it comes to any bold moves. So I can see something happening before the playoffs do begin. Probably somewhere. The trade deadline, I believe, is March 25th. So probably be somewhere around that time.
Kai, one more question for you. So I think I read somewhere that you're a Jersey guy.
I lived in New Jersey for I think 13 years before I moved to Philly. Yeah.
Okay, so where are you from? You're not from Jersey?
Well, I lived in Michigan for 5 years. I did most of my growing up there, and then I moved to New Jersey in 2004. I moved to Wildwood, and then I lived in Atlantic City for a little while, and then I moved to Egg Harbor Township for a couple of years, and then now I'm in Philly.
Oh, okay. So my question to you is, who was your team that you went for, like, growing up? Before you, I don't know if the Sixers were your team before you started writing for them, but who was your team growing up?
As a kid, I was a huge Detroit Pistons fan.
Okay.
I grew up in the Chauncey Billups, Brett Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Ben and Rasheed Wallace era.
Okay.
I actually dressed up as Ben Wallace for Halloween one year. I had a picture.
The fro and everything?
My mom, she went to the store and got me the Afro wig. I had the Ben Wallace jersey, and then I had his shoes. I was a Ben Wallace, I loved him growing up as a kid. So I think I was like 8 or 9 when I lived in Michigan. and I went out and spent walls for Halloween one year. Yeah.
Nice.
That's dope.
That's really cute.
Yeah, man. So you still happy with that Darko Milicic pick?
Oh God, don't bring up Darko Milicic. Come on, man.
Could have had my guy Melo.
Anyway,
Oh,
okay. Once again, Kai, thank you for taking the time to chat with us about the Sixers. We appreciate the time that you've been giving us.
Listen, I appreciate you guys so much for having me on, man. And Mark, just reach out to me whenever you want me on again. We'll set something up.
appreciate you
Thanks,
guys.
Kai. Have a good New
Have a good
Year's.
night, everybody.
Yup.
Bye.
Whew.
Wow, Kai. Okay, giving us some Sixers insiders.
What's-
Came with the heat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Once again, you've been listening to Uptown Radio, WJLN 98.5. Mark, you want to give that call-in number for anyone else to call in?
Phone number is 215-763-9596.
It's getting cold in here. Mark's put on his gloves.
I'm cold. I ain't gonna lie.
Temperatures are dropping.
Yeah.
And Sixers play tonight against the Raptors. We just got some great insight from Kai, who interviews Sixers every I guess daily
Yeah.
for his
Get
job.
on it.
Yeah.
So we
And
appreciate
then Joel Embiid stopper's gone.
him.
Yeah. Right.
No, it's funny. Like, if the Sixers eventually find a way to get to the finals, they got to play the Lakers, and like Marc Gasol's going to be there.
Right. Marcus Gasol's gonna be there.
LeBron will be there.
Anthony
So
Davis is gonna be there.
all that will be there. So I don't know how that's gonna turn out.
Yeah.
But-
So anyway, before let's just Sixers talk. All right, 3 games of the season. Won their home opener against the Washington Wizards. Won their first road game. The game in which Doc Rivers passed 10th all-time in all-time wins against the Knicks, and then obviously Joel Embiid sat through the first of a back-to-back. Sat through the second game of a back-to-back, and they lost to the Cavaliers. So early reaction so far.
Ladies first.
For me,
'Cause I'm going in
the
today.
first game against the Wizards, that was that wasn't their best performance, but we got the W. So that's always great, to get the first one of the season. The second game against the Knicks, they blew them out, but that's kind of to be expected. Ben defensively shut down RJ Barrett. He wasn't getting nothing. Okay, the defense was pretty good that game. But they are the Knicks. They're not the best team in the world. They didn't have their rookie Obi Toppin. He didn't play. Austin Rivers didn't play. So, they were down. Some people, Randall went off.
I don't know, man. Them Knicks did beat the Bucks by 20. So.
But that's what I'm saying. But at the same time, it's like this is just the twilight zone of sports. Like that happened. The Hornets beat the Nets. The Clippers trash the Mavs by 70,000 points.
You got to switch. The Mavs.
I'm gonna tell you, the Mavs trashed the Clippers by 70 points.
51.
51. I'm sorry, 51. So it's been the twilight zone of
PG
games,
13%.
right? Like these past couple games. So it's just weird. And then besides that, the game against the Cavs, that was just disappointing. And I read some things online. People were like, "Oh, this reminds me of the Brett Brown Sixers. This is typical Sixers," but it's just honestly typical Sixers. And for any team, when you have sloppy passes, you're not playing defense. That's what's gonna happen. You have turnovers. What do you think is gonna happen? What do you think is gonna transpire here from doing the things that they did? Forget Joel. I don't care if Joel don't play for the next 5 games, whatever it is. Somebody else has to step up. Just because Drummond was there and we were up against and he had Dwight, so what? Sexton, so what? We got Seth Curry. We supposed to have the first one. Danny Green has not. He literally had
Oh my
2.
God.
Listen, I'm sorry. I know what you guys are gonna say, but Danny Green has averaged 4 points over the past 3 games. I'm sorry. He hasn't done anything defensively. He's been all right.
It's the only light skin she don't like.
Anyways, listen. I think he has a running problem. He has a little giddy up problem. He can't. He looks a little weird out there. And
Because the man only had 2 months of rest.
all right, fine, whatever.
He's
Either
too
way,
busy winning
he's
championships.
with LeBron. That's just like with Dwight. They won a championship with LeBron James. He handed them that championship.
No. They did their fair.
They
No,
earned it.
no.
They earned it.
But it's LeBron though. If LeBron was on their team, you think Danny Green and
Don't do
Dwight
that.
Howard would have had it done?
Oh,
Don't do
man.
that. Don't do that.
Answer that.
Come on. Don't do
Without
that. Nobody wins
LeBron
these
James.
championships alone.
Without
Don't do that.
LeBron
Danny
James.
Green won 2 rings before that.
He did.
But I
And Dwight Howard took the team to the finals. Come on.
I already spoke on Danny Green. First of all, when he played for the Spurs, Danny Green, you're the man. Went on the Raptors, wasn't too impressed. Got in the Lakers, he had LeBron. Sorry to tell you. But you know what? Here's the thing. I was reading an article that Kai wrote about Danny Green, and Danny was saying that he does not worry about his offense, that he thinks that he's going to get it together in rhythm. When the team needs him, he'll pull through. So I really have high hopes for Danny because he has high hopes for himself. And you got to empower people who empower themselves. So at least he has confidence in himself. But for me, he hasn't been looking too good. It's been 3 games, but this is me just honing in on the fact that I said what I said, and I said what I said.
Carm,
And that's it.
you read the rest of that article? What did he say about your boy that you got on right now?
He said that Ben needs to step it up, and I know he said that. That's fine. He does need to step it up. I've never denied Ben needs to step it up, Mark. I've never said Ben doesn't need to step it up. I've never said Ben shouldn't shoot. I've never said that. All I said was I value him as a player on our team. I've never said he doesn't need to get his crap together, because he does.
He also mentioned that Ben is learning how to play point guard. He's been a playmaker throughout his career, but he's learning how to play point guard.
And that's
And
fine.
he's also learning the sets. So another thing that he mentioned is he goes up to Ben all the time and let him know to be patient and to be aggressive, but you got to pick and choose when you're going to be aggressive. That are some other things that Danny Green mentioned about your man.
Listen, I've never here's the thing. Mark is like having this little sly, like kind of little demeanor about him right now. We're talking about Ben. Yes, I have on my Ben Simmons jersey, and that's fine. Okay, it's the last show of the freaking year, and I got on my Ben Simmons jersey, so that's it. But besides that, Mark, I have never said that Ben doesn't need to improve A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I've never said that. But I have said that I think that Ben has a lot of talents, and his pro column, I'm all for his pro column. He has cons, like everybody. But with Danny, like I said, I'm not going to back off of it. I feel like Danny is on the decline.
He is. That's
Okay,
fine.
so
What do you want Danny Green to come in here and do? 'Cause something that
I
he's
want-
never done. That's what you're asking.
Wait, no, here's the thing. Even if he is in a situation that he's older, not saying that means that you're going to be bad, because LeBron is 36 years old, going to be 36, and he's killing the game, MVP type play. So but he is LeBron. But I'm saying that Danny Green came in, he's in our starting lineup, right? So that means he's held to another standard of his production and
Right.
the things he should do offensively. And yes, I think defensively he contributes no matter what. But offensively, it's like you can't just score 2 points in a game. You're in our starting lineup.
But he's a role player.
But it doesn't matter. But didn't you tell me earlier? It's a team sport.
It
It's not
is.
just one person.
Right.
So Joel obviously needs to have a big night. Ben needs to shoot and contribute more. Tobias needs to step it up. But it's like Danny needs to make open threes when he has the chance.
Well, Danny's not really open because every time the point guard
He's not
runs
open?
down into the paint and he gets there, he doesn't know what he's doing, and next thing you know, he passes it to
Well,
Danny
I
Green,
will
and now he's got to force a corner three.
I will say this. I do think that the chemistry and kind of like feeling each other out has to kind of happen. So when I'm noticing on the floor, they don't look like they're totally comfortable in like everyone's kind of movements. I will say that.
Is it everyone or some people?
No, everyone. The
Okay.
team as a whole, I feel like they need to get more comfortable with each other. I would say that. But I've seen the last 3 games, Danny has had opportunities, open, 3-point shots. The man is bricked, hasn't made, miss, and that can't happen. I understand what you're saying. He's not supposed to be our Tobias. He's a role player. But okay, so play your role. Make the shot.
Chris,
No. You two can continue.
look,
I'm not trying to listen. All I gotta
Oh,
say.
and
why is so much pressure on Danny Green?
It's
Come
not
on,
pressure.
Carm, for
It's
real.
not
Come on,
pressure.
Carm. You
It's
put
not
the energy on the wrong
pressure.
person, Carm. You
It's
know
not
who needs this
pressure.
energy.
You're right,
You know who
Tobias.
needs this pressure.
You're right. Tobias Harris.
He definitely needs it as
No,
well.
Tobias.
He needs it
Here,
as well.
let me say this: Tobias Harris last game against the Cavs, he was aggressive and he was doing well offensively in that first half. He was doing well. The second half happened, he kind of just fell off and kind of went back to typical Tobias. He's holding the ball too long. He's not making faster. He's not making quick enough decisions when he has the ball, and then he's missing. I feel like he has good energy, he has effort, but he's missing his shots. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's to get in the gym, practice shooting around again. I don't know. But the first half, he played as he should play. That second half, he didn't do anything. So I don't know what it would take. For
I know
Tobias.
I know what it would do.
What?
So I'll just be real, and I'm just starting off hot. After 3 games, I'm done with Ben Simmons. I don't want him on our team no more. I'm good, y'all. I gave him 3 years, yo. I'm legit good, y'all. Like, I don't understand how still this man who is 6'10 is running 80 miles per hour. He goes to the lane, stops, can't even do a move at all. Like, he doesn't get any defensive pressure on him whatsoever. He's the same player. He has not improved. I'm good off 16, 8, and 8. I'm good off it. my question to y'all, because Chris, we talked about this before we went on air, and Carm, I'm gonna ask you this as well. Are you guys Sixers fans or are you Ben Simmons fans?
I'm a Sixers fan.
Okay, Chris, we talked about this off air. My thing is this: everything that we are asking Ben Simmons to do, James Harden does. Okay, listen, I'm just done. I'm done. I want to win a championship here in Philadelphia. What people have to realize is this is not the 1980s. Okay, this is not the 1990s. Players are not stuck on the same team for 10 years because now it's a players' league. We can thank LeBron James for that. So when you have an opportunity for a top 5 player to join your team and they're asking for a guy that we know in our hearts is killing the team. We know in our hearts, but y'all not being honest with yourself. We got eyes. Be honest, we know Ben is the problem. But look, right? Yeah, you can snore all you want, Chris, because we talked about this already. You saw what Toronto did, right? They got Kawhi, they got a championship. He did. All right, whatever. It is what it is. It's sad. If we get James Harden for Ben Simmons, like, okay, we possibly get a championship. I don't want to hear what James Harden has done in Houston and this, that, and the third, and what he won't like. He's never played for Doc Rivers, so number one, we can nip all that stuff in the butt. He's going to play how his coaches tell him to play. And, like, in general, like, I'm just off of Ben. Tobias is not our second guy. I want an NBA championship. And we have an opportunity because we darn sure don't have an opportunity right now the way this team is currently constructed.
So you're telling me after all those years with James Harden having the power over in Houston, in which Daryl Morey allowed, he's going to get traded over to Philadelphia. He's going to play just about second banana to Joel Embiid or like 1B to Joel Embiid and finally start listening to his coaches?
Bro, we don't know. This is all, like, I get it. You can judge a person how they've been. This is a new environment for all he's doing anything he can at this moment to get out of Houston. But I want you to think about this, okay? Just think about this. You see what he has Christian Wood doing. Who the heck is Christian Wood? I know he's a good player. A lot of people don't know that he just came from Detroit and they got him as a steal. He got Christian Wood looking like Anthony Davis 2.0, running the pick and roll like crazy. Imagine what he would do. Imagine what he would do with Joel Embiid.
To be fair, Carl, 44 and 17. Most of that was on the pick and roll with Christian Wood.
That's it.
I watched that game.
With 7 inactive players due to COVID.
Shooting
55%. CJ McCollum will never drop 44 like that again. You see what it took for the Blazers to win against the Rockets with 7 inactive players due to COVID-19.
Here's the thing, though.
James Harden dropped 44 and 17. Stop it. Stop lying to yourself.
Here's the thing. That's fine and well, but as we've seen over James Harden's whole body of work, scoring 50, scoring 35, scoring 45 does not equal wins.
For that team that he's played for. Imagine that with Joel Embiid.
Listen.
Imagine that.
I'm not denying that Harden could be a big asset to our team. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that. I just feel like Harden's overall work ethic and just how he is.
Work ethic.
Yeah, his work
ethic.
Kobe would never.
What was the first game, Chris? When we're talking work ethic?
Kobe would never.
Ben Simmons has never had 17 assists in a game.
Would never.
Ben Simmons would never do 44 and 7. He won't even do that this week. And you got, what, how many games this week? He won't even do that this week, James Harden did in a game. Come on, y'all. I don't want to hear about work ethic. My man was at a strip club. The first thing he do is drop 44 and 17.
So that makes it okay?
Imagine if he didn't go to the strip club.
What if he came to Philly and has the same behavior? And
I don't care what he does off the court. You see what he does on the court, right?
No, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Even
but
the
all
game
I'm
last
saying
night,
is,
he had
didn't
28.
we talk about morale of teams? Didn't we talk about how Kawhi picking and choosing when he comes in, picking and choosing the games that he plays or not? Doesn't that affect the team?
I don't think it's
Didn't
going
we
to be
talk
the
about that? So if Harden's doing whatever the heck he
You don't
wants,
think it's going to be the same?
and
You don't want to think it's
Joel
going to be the same?
and Ben have to be disciplined. They're all there. Maybe Joel, whatever it is. You don't think it's going to affect the team? Attitude, demeanor, mentality affects the team. And no matter what you say about Harden, his points, wherever it is, he has not been to the promised land.
And
he's
neither has
supposed-
the Philadelphia 76ers
And that's fine, but
since
Harden. But
2001.
here's the thing. But,
So
but
y'all
listen,
tired
but,
or what?
But Harden is supposed to be that guy, though. He's supposed to be that game-changing player, take it over the top to the moon and back to the stars.
So what's he supposed
That's
to do with
Harden.
the Golden State dynasty, who's going to the championship
Oh, so now you
5
have
years in a
excuses
row?
for it. Now it's an excuse. See, I was Golden
So
State.
what's Ben's excuse
Now
for not
shoot
shooting?
25% in
But,
game 6 and 7.
no one's
What
saying,
are they-
but no
what are they
one's
supposed to
saying,
do?
but no
What are they
one's
supposed to
saying
do?
that Ben is Harden.
So-
Ben is not
so-
Harden. Ben is not Harden. No one's saying that.
So when guys like Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, and all those guys ran up against the Bulls, they ran up against the Lakers. What are they supposed to do? What are they supposed to do?
But you're speaking like Harden is going to change everything for us and get us a chip.
Carmen, it's been since 2001.
But
You're
that's,
not tired?
But we've been
You're not
through.
tired?
But that's before Ben and JoJo even came into the picture. So that has nothing to do with them, really. They came in the picture for 2013 going up.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this: I'm tired.
I get it.
want.
And you know what? Here's
us
my thing.
there.
I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't honestly at this point. I feel the same way as you do in terms of I really just want us to win. Like I'm tired of being close but not there. I'm just saying I'm unsure if Harden will be the answer to like our big question.
Well,
I mean-
we've been trying this for 3 years,
I get
and we
it.
know the answer.
I
We're
mean,
not even contenders. Try something new.
well,
I can
first
see
of all,
if Ben
maybe.
Simmons came out like going like wall to wall, playing like Giannis, jacking and shooting airball threes.
Kai said,
No,
they want to see Ben and Joe under Doc. So after this year, Mark, if it don't work out,
You'll get what you
then
want.
okay. But let's
no, and then like I said, off air. What we want now, they're going to steal everybody from us. They're going to get Maxey. They're going to get Thibault. They're going to get the picks. Like right now, when we can get James Harden for the low, they're going to take everything because they're going to see like, oh nah, we see what they talking about, bro. We gotta pull on this deal while we can. While the asking price is low. I know y'all say Ben Simmons and 3 first-round picks is a lot. Not when you're number 1 or 2 in the Eastern Conference. It's going to be a late-round pick.
listen. If we get Harden,
That's a steal.
If we get Harden, I will deal with it. I'll shut up. I'll still wear my Ben Simmons jersey, but I'll shut up.
It's
It's fine.
It'll be
You know
discounted
what I
at
mean?
Modell.
It's okay. So my whole thing is with Ben, what I've seen of him so far, I like his aggressiveness. I've liked what I've seen of him on the defensive end. You can't deny his
He don't even
defensive
have no
capabilities.
moves. Here we go
He
with
does.
the defensive
Listen,
capabilities.
But here's the thing with Ben though. My problem with Ben
Because
is
defense
offensive.
actually, because contrary to popular belief and what casual fans think right now, defense actually does matter, especially if you're trying to win a championship.
It does.
Does the
So
Huh?
It does.
It-
But so all right. Are you? What do you want?
Were the Lakers not a great defensive team last year?
Yes.
Were the Raptors not a great
But
defensive
did they
team?
also have
Was
2
the Lak-
players that average over 25?
Was the Raptors not a great defensive
Did
team?
they also have 2 players that average over 25? Siakam and Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, so what else are they doing in defense? So we're going to ignore what they also did in defensive end,
Listen,
trapping Steph Curry on
listen.
the pick and roll?
We talked about this off air. Stop being scared of everybody else. We talked.
Was
Who's
Detroit-
guarding James Harden on our team?
Who's guarding Kevin Durant?
Who's guarding Joel Embiid?
Who's guarding Kyrie Irving?
Listen, we're gonna try. Just
Who's
like
guarding
they're gonna
Jason
try
Kidd?
us.
You-
You're saying Ben Simmons is gonna do all this, but he's
No,
not.
you can't tell me that Tobias. You can't tell me Tobias Harris at all.
he's
Look,
gonna
we're going to
try.
try with Tobias Harris to guard Kevin
But
Durant.
who's gonna guard James
You're out of your
Harden?
damn mind.
Who's gonna guard?
No,
Do yourself.
Damn's
Do
okay.
yourself. Do
Damn's
yourself.
okay.
Who's gonna? That's what I'm saying. Stop being so afraid of these other teams. We're so much more dangerous with James Harden. Like,
listen, Mark, if we
We
get
are.
James Harden, then fine. Let's get James Harden. Let's have a
It's
freaking party.
I am
Let's get
sick.
crazy.
I am sick of
Let's get
everybody
wild, man.
treating like Sixer games as Eagles games. There's 69 more games left to go. I am sick of tired of you guys running out your young star player just because we're not getting exactly what you want. Listen, there's always room for improvement with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Listen, this is the first year that we are literally seeing them in their new coaching staff that we've literally been asking them to do for years.
Chris, what's your eyes tell you?
I don't care. I don't care about James Harden.
I would say Ben Simmons. What's your eyes tell you the first 3 games about Ben Simmons?
I'm not asking. Listen, he's not. Listen, he's a Robin. Period. Point blank. He's a Robin. He's a Lamar Odom.
He like the Batmobile. He not a Robin. We call him when we
What?
need help. Like,
Listen to me.
he's not even a Robin.
Ben will do a lot better if when he goes to the rack.
I mean, for goodness sakes, you got James Harden as a top 5 player, but I've seen Jimmy Butler, who's not even in that conversation, lead a team to a finals before he did.
Okay, he plays in the Eastern Conference.
I'm not trying to hit.
Oh, now the conference. Now it's the conference.
I'm not
That's
trying
not
to hit that.
excuses.
Listen,
I'm telling all truth.
teams operate under how your best player reacts. LeBron James is a hard worker. Basketball is his life. No matter where he goes, the success always follows because he takes himself seriously. James Harden, the Miami Heat culture, perfect combination because they take themselves seriously. They have no excuses. Same with Steph Curry. Contrary to what, Steph Curry got a bunch of stuff, and that's another thing. I am so sick of the Steph Curry slander, man. Listen, this man's second option is Kelly freaking Oubre and Andrew Wiggins.
No,
Kelly
facts.
Oubre
Facts. He
is
has no help.
Kelly Oubre is
He has no
taking
help.
more shots than he scored points so far.
He has no help.
And
He has no help.
And he's not. And the second best player right now is a 19-year-old center.
Yep,
I'm so sick of the James. I'm so sick of the Steph Curry.
Oh, Steph is. I've never slandered Steph. You
No,
already
no,
know
I'm
me.
just-
we know.
Just saying.
we know. But I'm so
I
sick
would
of
never
the
slander.
I am
I
so
would
sick of
never
the Steph
slander.
Curry slander, man. Listen,
Yeah,
Damian
Chris.
Lillard's a better point guard. Like, come on with this revisionist
What?
history.
People-
Like, now all of a sudden, well, Steph Curry can't carry a team without a bunch of loaded superstars. What loaded superstars the 2015 Warriors had?
Boom.
Now all of a sudden you're trying to tell me that, well, Draymond Green's a superstar, so was Steph, and so was Harrison Barnes and Klay Thompson. I'm like, no,
They're on drugs.
no, you're on drugs. No, because we just got so accustomed to the Warriors winning, we overrate, the star power and the magnitude about, each player had. Now all of a sudden, Iguodala's this great all-star. He was a one-time all-star, and Doug Collins literally had to beg them to put him in the all-star game. The guy averaged 12 points when he was in the all-star game. That wasn't even his best season.
Yeah. And he got a participation award by slowing down LeBron in the NBA Finals.
I'm so sick.
I'm
I'm tired of the Steph Curry slander. And listen, I'm with Carm. Listen, if you want to bring James Harden in, if you want to pull the trigger, fine. I'll deal with that when it gets here. But in the meantime, listen, I am so sick of Philadelphia fans trying so hard to cut underneath all our young players. We're doing it right now with Carson Wentz. As soon as Jalen Hurts had a bad game, and all of a sudden, all those articles about, well, he's our quarterback of the future, and now all of a sudden you're trying to double down on like, whoa, maybe he's not the future quarterback. Maybe we need to get somebody else. You guys are so impatient.
Impatient. It's been 2001. I'm talking about the Sixers.
But that's not Ben and Joel's era. Like, you can't
I know.
market
That's
the
not
same.
Ben and Joel's era.
I
You can't market the
care.
same.
That's why I'm asking.
Here's the thing.
Are you
You're
Sixers
forgetting.
fans
You're forgetting.
or
Listen to me.
Ben Simmons?
So by that logic, you don't think Houston fans are tired of just looking at Kareem Hakeem's highlights from 1995? The last
At
time they
least
went
they make it to the Western Conference Finals.
not in NBA Finals.
Western Conference, at least. We ain't even been out the second
But
round
here's
since
the thing.
2001.
Again, not Joel and Ben's era, but from where they started in 2013, 2014.
Anyway,
Look how far they've come. Look how the process, whole process thing. We're in the process. We're rebuilding. We're getting it together. Look how far we've come, Mark. I understand what you're saying and the frustration, but we've come far. It's just now we're at the point where we have an elite coach. So let's see what an elite coach can do with our talent. And let's see from there. And if it doesn't work out, then okay, you're right. Hallelujah, high-hearted.
And by the way, like the whole Ben Simmons thing, I get that, but your anger's in the wrong direction, man. Listen, it's all these years of incompetent general manager in terms of coaching and management has probably made you that way. We traded Allen Iverson for essentially nothing. We turned to Thaddeus Young, which was one of the draft picks that we got from Denver, and Andre Miller. During the process, we got lucky with Joel Embiid getting hurt. If Joel Embiid didn't get hurt, Andrew Wiggins is a Sixer, and we're way more behind the eight ball than where we're at right now.
I agree.
Hey, you know what? Maybe here's
We
the thing.
drafted 3 centers in a row. Nerlens Noel didn't pan out. We drafted Jahlil Okafor. We couldn't have Kristaps Porzingis or Devin Booker.
I agree.
And more importantly, and originally during draft night during 2016, I wasn't even sold on Ben Simmons. I wanted Brandon Ingram because Brandon Ingram was a much better fit for Joel Embiid. If we're going to build our team around a center who needs shooting, Brandon Ingram was a lot better thing to go. Or if you wanted to, shock the world and get like a Brett Brown defensive gritty guy, Jaylen Brown would have been fine. And listen, nobody wanted Markelle Fultz. Everybody wanted Jason Tatum.
I agree
Oh
with
my
you
God!
100%.
Don't talk about the Tatum debacle. Don't talk about it.
I agree.
So
I
all,
can't
so
believe
all
we
things
just talked about
considered,
Tatum.
listen, all things considered, all of this is snowball into all this hatred because Ben Simmons isn't where you got what you paid for during the draft, and obviously.
So that just says it. You're
But the thing-
tired
but the
too.
thing-
Thank you
here's
for
the
letting
No,
me.
thing, but here's
I'm
the
not.
thing.
I'm not tired of Ben
Here's the
Simmons.
thing.
No, I'm not tired of Ben Simmons. I'm tired of the organization.
Yes, that's
I
what I
want to win.
Now it's the organization.
That's
Yes,
why I
it
kept
is.
asking, are we Ben Simmons fans or Sixers fans?
But the thing about it is, maybe
I
Ben,
never asked for this team to pay $100 million for Al Horford.
Neither did I.
I never
I'm
asked-
tired.
there's been
I never asked for them to let Jimmy Butler walk.
Neither
Yo,
did
that
I,
was
and
the
I'm
dumbest thing
tired.
that we've
I
done.
never asked for them to trade for Tobias Harris. I would have been perfectly fine without doing that LA Clipper deal at all. Because then if you lose to the Raptors, then maybe we should just get rid if the difference between keeping Jimmy Butler and letting him go to Miami was Brett Brown. Kick rocks, Brett Brown. I don't care who you bring in at that point.
Yep.
No
And I'm
facts.
tired.
I mean, maybe Ben's not it. Maybe he ain't it.
No,
But we have to see what's going to happen after this season. That's the only way to really just test out if
We
all
ain't
of our
dragging
investments.
this to the end of the
But
season.
that's what's happening, though, Mark.
We're not dragging this to the end of the season.
But that's what
Something's
this
gotta happen.
is. This is what's happening.
But this don't take nothing off Tobias because I'm actually
Maybe Tobias
okay.
is the problem. Maybe if we
He
had
is.
a better shooter.
He
we
is.
had-
It's literally
maybe
Ben
we
and
had
Tobias.
like
They
a
are the
maybe
problem.
we had like a Brad Beal over Tobias. We would be in great shape. We would be in perfect shape because Ben has his obviously his pluses,
Right.
and then we have
We
Joel
get
who's
perimeter
great.
scoring.
Right. So then maybe with Brad Beal, we will be better off. But maybe Tobias is the real issue because Ben, what he brings, his specific skill set is not something that comes around all the time.
Tobias Harris is shooting 33% since getting here. He's not stretching the floor as much.
So
You're up there.
Oh.
Appreciate that. What was I saying? Yeah, I mean Tobias Harris, he gets no slack like whatsoever. Like it's definitely Tobias Harris as well. Ben Simmons has been. It's just a little frustrating to watch at the end of the day because it's like, yes, the 16, 8 and 8, it's beautiful. Yes, it's cool, but like if you want to win a championship, that's not going to cut it for us. That needs to be up to at least 24, 8 and 8. Like just be aggressive. Like at the end of the day, I kind of feel like Ben Simmons is going to be more like Rajon Rondo, Lamar Odomus, more than being like LeBron.
And
Listen-
both those guys were part of championship teams.
Yeah, but hear me out. Rondo was passing to 3 Hall of Famers. Ben's not doing that, so don't do
We
that.
don't have Hall of Famers.
Exactly, so don't do that. But hey, even
Yeah,
if
we got
he's-
Tobias Harris.
yeah,
So
okay.
maybe Tobias is the problem. Tobias is the problem. Obviously.
It's just
We're
frustrating.
missing that third offensive person that can pick it up because Ben.
We don't even have the second.
What do you?
We don't. Come on, Carmen. We don't
we
have.
don't have the second.
We don't have the
But
second.
listen. But here's the thing.
Unless you're really going to have Shake Milton to drop 17 points.
See, and that's unfair. That's not. You're not getting that from Shake every night. Come on, let's be real, y'all. We know
I
that.
mean, I put money down
But
on
why
the
are you
6 minute
like?
he better.
Why are you so like focused on Harden? Like that's
It's
all you
not-
talk about is
It's
just like
not.
even on Twitter, all you talk about is James
know.
Harden. James Harden. Like,
I
it's
know.
all you.
It's
It's
the
all
first
that's coming
thing I
out of your
do.
mouth. The name Harden. Like
I know.
what is with you with
So,
James Harden?
here's
Is he that great? Is he that amazing to you that you feel like he's the game changer of life of the whole NBA?
Here's
Please.
my thing. It's not necessarily about James Harden. It's the fact that a top 5 player became available. We passed up.
Is
on
he
Ka-
available? He's not available.
Yes, he's
He's
available.
playing for the Rockets right
He
now.
does not
He's
want
on
to be
their
there.
roster.
He
Okay,
doesn't
but
wanna
he's
be
there.
Come on, Carm, stop. We passed up on Kawhi Leonard. Not that I'm saying Kawhi Leonard would have made the difference, but at the
He
time,
would've.
okay, see, but at the time, like they asked for something small, and that package involved Markelle Fultz, and we ended up giving him
That
away
was the biggest
to
mistake that we
Orlando
made
for
in the last 4
nothing.
years.
So we get another
That was
player
crazy.
who comes. So and here's the thing too. So what I want y'all to think about this as well. Think about what the Lakers gave away to get AD. Think about what the Clippers gave away to get Paul George, and think about the only thing we would have to give away to get Ben Simmons. The Clippers and I'm sorry, the Pelicans got a whole core from the Lakers for Anthony Davis and picks. They're literally asking one player. The Clippers don't have any picks till like 2027, and they gave up what's his name? He's in Atlanta now. Gallinari.
Yeah.
They gave up. I can't think of all their names right now. I don't have the whole transaction in front of me. But what I'm saying is they gave a haul to get those 2 players. All Houston asked from us was Ben Simmons and 3 first-round picks. That's a steal. They didn't ask for Maxey. They didn't ask for the other rookies we brought in. They didn't ask for Matisse. They didn't ask for Shake Milton. They said, just give us Ben Simmons and 3 picks. That's my thing. It's a no-brainer to me. That's why. If this thing never even happened whatsoever, if this rumors never started, I'd be chill. But
No,
just
no, you wouldn't.
yes, I would. I'd be very frustrated, like I have been these past 3 years. I'd still be very
You'd be trying to
frustrated.
ship off Ben Simmons to somewhere else.
I would. But here's the thing. And I'll be 100% honest. Like, it's just these guys don't become available like that often. So
Because
if
maybe
you
there's
have
a
an
reason why he's
opportunity-
available. I'm just
He
saying.
doesn't
Like
want
you
to
said,
play
top
in
five.
Houston.
Listen,
That's the reason he doesn't want to play in Houston. That's it.
In other news, the Blazers beat the Lakers.
They did.
The Knicks blew out the Bucks. Ja got hurt, but he's coming back. 3 weeks. He should be back.
3 or 5
here's the thing: the Lakers are 2-2. The Nets just lost 2 straight.
Yeah.
The Bucks got blown out by 20.
Yeah.
So
Terry Rozier dunked on KD.
He
Sorry.
did. That don't really count though. That wasn't like a real body.
Oh, now wasn't. Mark, what is real to you?
That just doesn't
Mark,
count.
like the dunk wasn't real. The conferences don't matter until James Harden comes into play. Like what is real? Mark? What is real to you,
It was
Mark?
still nice. I mean, it wasn't like a body to body. Like KD got there late.
But KD is humongous, and it's
Imagine,
KD. It's Terry Rozier.
But imagine if it was like
What?
what's his name? Imagine if it was like TLC. Like that wouldn't even have been on the highlight reel because it wasn't like a real dunk. Like it was because KD got there late. Come on, y'all know that dunk was a little soft. It wasn't like a body-to-body contact. He pushed him down, flexed on him. KD got there late. Because it was KD, it's news.
He didn't get there late, Mark. They were neck and neck.
No, he got there late. But it's news.
KD did try to chase that down.
He did. He got there late. But I'm saying, it ain't like if it was anybody else, let's be real, that dunk wasn't like ferocious. If it was anybody else,
I'm sorry to talk
no, go ahead.
talk about my baby, Steph Curry. You know, he lost another man. Now another man down. Marquise Chris is out. So another offensive possibility is done. His brother-in-law, Damian Lee, made the game-winning shot against the Bulls.
I didn't
Okay,
know that was
clap
his
for him.
brother-in-law.
That's because his sister is married to Damian Lee.
oh, that's why Steph was like so hyped.
That's
I
his
didn't know that. I'm
brother-in-law.
like, why
That's
is he
his
so
brother-in-law.
happy?
There's a lot of in the family thing going on with the Currys in the NBA.
I see.
I mean, Austin. So obviously, Seth Curry is Doc Rivers' son-in-law. Austin Rivers' his brother-in-law is with Seth and Steph. Damian Lee. So everyone is all in the family. Let's keep it in the family. But that happened.
That all light skin coalition going on there.
Danny Green's definitely not invited to the party.
Whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, Carmen gonna make all the hot chocolate bombs. She was like,
Do not bring the hot chocolate bomb into this.
and Danny Green goes like, "Where's mine?" So he was like, "Make it yourself."
Right.
This, you cannot bring the chocolate. That's sacred. We can't bring the hot chocolate bombs into your
She's gonna have like a
light-skinned
whole tray like a
slander.
waitress, and then she's like, "Get your own." Oh, Ben.
Right, Danny Green gonna reach, she gonna smack his hand.
And
Sorry about that.
yeah,
I'm
so let's talk about the Cavs' hot start under JB Bickerstaff. What's up?
Is there really anything to talk about?
Listen.
I mean,
They beat the Sixers.
I don't like I don't like Andre Drummond.
I like Andre Drummond.
I don't like him.
I feel like he got off lucky because Embiid wasn't playing. I've never seen his energy like that against us. Because he knows.
That's all I like because he corny.
Yeah, he knows that if Embiid's there, we're having a straight battle.
You're getting shut down.
Yeah, he knows he's not getting nothing. He knows he's getting put.
I really
under.
hope. Listen, I hope Joel Embiid realizes he's like, you know what? Let me play next game against Cavs. Daddy's home.
Yeah.
Daddy's old.
I hope. Actually, speaking of that, I hope he plays tonight.
He better.
It's already
He better.
confirmed.
Yeah, he's already
okay,
playing.
good. Because we already have a shortened season. I understand. Okay, maybe some back-to-backs here and there, but we already have a shortened season. We already got 10 games knocked off. I need Joel out there.
No,
I
he
really
has
do need
to.
him out there.
He has to play. This is crazy. You have to get your stamina. You have to get the flow with the team. Every game counts. Every game matters. And this is the mentality we never have. We always think that certain games matter more than others, but every single game is just as important as any game. That game against the Knicks is just as important as a game against the Lakers. It's a win is a win, and it's counting to our flow, our record. It all matters.
Let me ask y'all this: how do y'all feel about Joel's play these first 2 games? Because to me, he feels a little different. I feel like he's
All business.
Oh yeah, he's not playing around.
I like what Doc Rivers does in the fourth quarter. Puts Joel Embiid in and
you don't see Tobias Harris or Ben Simmons touch the court until like 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
Surrounded by nothing but shooters.
Yeah.
Because then at that point, everybody has to respect, the one-on-one matchup. You can't go in the hell because all you're going to do is just three-pointers.
And then also, big shouts out to Doc Rivers because that first game where we did like the whole little offense for defense substitutions, I'm like, oh my God, we have a coach that strategizes. I can't believe this. Like Matisse will come in, Matisse will come out, Seth Curry will come in, Seth will come out. They would just keep swapping. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't seen a coach strategize
But I want
in
to
so long.
What I want to see is, can we get into some defensive sets? Possibly. Like, can we? Like, do we always going to be man to man? Like, are we going to like kind of switch it up? Like in the Cavs game, they went from man to man, they went to zone. Like they kind of switched up the defensive set. So can we do that? Can we maybe think about a defensive scheme? Like what could work for us? Because I feel like with this team, with Doc, with the new coaching staff, it's like it's a game. It's kind of like up in the air. You can do whatever you want. Let's be creative. Let's kind of figure it out.
I think
Because
it's also because this team has only been assembled for about a month. There wasn't a legitimate offseason
do you
for
think?
these guys to get these sets worked in.
Do you think that is something that is going to be in the works under Doc?
Here's my thing. I feel like on the defensive side, in my opinion, that last game, I'll cut him a break only because Joel wasn't there. I'll cut him a break on that. Now, offensively though, I feel like that's your opportunity if you're Tobias and you're Ben to show like, yo, we can hoop, like even though Joel's not here. So that's why I'll say on the defensive side, I'll kind of give them a little bit of a pass
I don't.
because it's like that's fair.
I just don't.
The
I just
one-
can't.
listen,
I can't.
listen.
You know how you're done with Ben? I'm done with besides Ben, just making excuses for the team. Because I'm a Sixers fan, so I'm tired of just giving them leeway where they don't deserve it. You
That's
got
fair.
this new look. You got a new coach,
If you lose by 8 without Joel Embiid, I can live with that.
but getting blown out.
And then your second option, who it's supposed to be, which is your number one option now, since Joel is out, only puts up 10 shots, and then it's,
Yeah.
it's tough.
We'll see about tonight.
I hope.
The Raptors, obviously.
Honestly though, listen, don't get it twisted. I'm not sick of Ben Simmons. What I am sick of, I'm tired of listen, if you're gonna go up to the rack, just go to the rack. Stop with this. Stop doing this. Stop doing what I do in 2K. Pretend to go to the rack and then hit extra last minute and going wide open.
Miss
That's
he could just
frustrating
make
to
a
watch.
dunk, make a layup, but he just passes it really awkwardly under the hoop, or he just kicks it out. Just make the shot. You're there. You're right there.
I hate that
frustrating.
because when you're somebody that's going on in transition, you're not expecting the ball, especially for someone like Ben Simmons going up. That's why I kind of don't like when LeBron does it at times because the players aren't expecting it. The only difference is that LeBron's been in the league long enough. I think he's gotten accustomed, making sure the passes have a little bit more touch. But Ben Simmons is just a fastball.
Yeah, it is. And then another thing that's just a little frustrating is I feel like Ben doesn't really have great touch around the rim. Those
He
like
definitely
little,
needs to improve in his accuracy.
yeah, those little sky hooks and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like when he's finally going and it's a beeline. All right, we know what's about to go down.
Yeah.
But when it comes
That's
to
why
him,
I don't care about a shot. I'm listen.
yeah, I'm to be honest, I'm good off the shot. I just need him to be assertive.
I mean,
Be
listen,
assertive.
know how to finish around the rim and make your free throws. Be 70%.
That's it.
If you can do that, I can live
That'll
with
help.
It'll help. I'm telling you,
But
that 16 is easily 24.
he is assertive, but it's just
He never
Chris-
touch.
like Chris said, he gives the ball away when he should just make the shot, and then
Or take it.
so he allows a turnover or whatever happens.
if we're down and we're making a run, I don't want to see no transition pass to Seth Curry. No, just go to the rim.
Right, go. And
Just
then, but see, once you establish that, the defender helps off of Steph Curry, and boom, now you got a wide open shot. But you got to establish it first.
Yeah, his free throws he definitely needs. I mean, he's been a little better, but he's not consistent,
No,
obviously.
No, I've seen him miss way too many free throws his last
Yeah,
week. It's still the same thing.
He gets fouled.
he does. And that's another thing that, to me, I felt was always frustrating, watching him years before, because it's well, we know you're not a great free throw shooter. So it's he doesn't really get aggressive because he know he ain't going to make these free throws. So it's it's so frustrating. It's frustrating, I don't know. That's why I kind of like when Maxey gets into the game because it's he's already instant offense. He knows how to work around the pick and roll. He'll do that little floater. He can finish around the rim. Like
Reminds me a lot of Lou Will.
he does. He does.
And Lou
Max
Will
is
and
good.
Lou Will wasn't the best free throw shooter.
Max is good.
I mean, like 3-point shooter at start.
He's young.
He
He
got
can work
better.
on his game. He can
Yeah,
make that better.
Yeah. One thing that I forgot to mention during my rant. So because I be on Twitter out of me. I'm relaxed now. I changed my voice. I'm chill now. Chill marks back from last week.
Uh-huh.
But
We
no.
got about like 5 minutes left.
That's fine. It's short anyway. One thing that a lot of like Ben Simmons like fans would say like in the comments and on Twitter is like, but how many deflections did he have? I'm like, come on, that's not a stat. Like,
But here's the thing.
come on.
I just know not about Ben, but it's true though. Some things that don't show up on the stat line are game changers on teams, like on game changers in games. Deflections, extra effort, right? Going to the floor and getting the ball, going after the like little things matter. And it's like the people
I agree.
announcers say it all the time. This is one thing you're not going to see in the stat line. This had an effect in this game, and it's so true. So the little things do matter. You can't just disregard them because it's not on the stat line.
I'm
To be
not.
honest, it reminds me of what Shaq said a few years ago. Back when the Denver Nuggets had Carmelo Anthony and Allen Iverson. I'm like, yeah, listen, they can score because you have two great scorers. But the problem with the Denver Nuggets is you don't have guys that do the dirty work.
Yeah.
You can't go there. He's like, can you expect like guys like like Birdman or or old man Kenya Martin to go out and do the dirty work, the stuff that you need to be able to do, like grab a rebound, get the hustle plays, take the hard fouls.
Mhm.
You need guys like that.
Yep.
So
I'm not denying it. I just thought it was funny that the Ben Simmons fans like created a new stat line.
I
for
mean,
him.
listen.
Like, oh, he had 8
He
deflections.
contributes in other ways.
He had a triple double. He had 10 deflections.
If Ben is more aggressive and Ben takes the shots that are given to him, then maybe we'll see his points go, but maybe he might
I
stop
hope
complaining.
that's all we ask. It's like what, like question.
so Ben Simmons was defensive player of the year. That's still not good enough for you.
It's fine, but we need
What was the
scoring.
last time we had a defensive player of the year?
2001 when we did everything in 2001.
Okay, bam. So we get a defensive
Mark
player of
is
the year.
obsessed with 01. Like
That's the last
01
time
is
we
like
did anything.
the year that Mark always remembers.
I wonder how Rockets fans feel, considering they didn't win a championship 6 years before.
Yeah, no, that's real. No, I mean, I'd be fine if he wins Defensive Player of the Year, but we know, I can't say we know because we don't see, but we feel because of his build, his athletic ability, like what he should do. I really feel with even the way he plays now, he can get the 24 points if he makes
Yeah.
his free throws.
I'll agree to that.
Yeah, I agree. No one is saying Ben don't need work, Mark. No one's saying
I
that.
know.
But you're just like the captain, the president, the founder of the James Harden
Listen,
fan
man. Listen,
club.
you're just
Getting a little sick.
Da-da-da-da.
listen, man. You're just sounding like the Eagles fans right now that want to run Carson Wentz out of town.
Nah, I mean, but this is different though.
Oh, is it?
Is it?
This is
It's
a
the
lot
same
different.
thing.
No, it's a lot different. But here's my other question because I know we're about to run out. When did us Philadelphia fans become so patient?
That's the problem. We're not.
What do you mean?
We're not patient.
All right. I'll be honest. Y'all, everyone's patient. I mean, not patient with like the Eagles, Phillies, whatever. Sixers, y'all got all the patience in the world. And be real.
Because the same Hinkie.
See, and that's the problem.
I mean, I think
Like since when is losing on purpose
Here's the
acceptable?
thing. I feel like when they started the whole process kind of roll out, I think that's what contributed to the fans kind of being more reasonable and understanding of what the Sixers were trying to do. So even from now, people are more like, easier on the Sixers because we know that we've come from far.
I think it's kind of
Let's
funny.
see.
Sam Hinkie probably might be the only guy in like Philadelphia sports history that made probably the most reactionary fan base in the entire sports culture patient.
And
It's true. Trust the process. Like that is the most telling
Like
you.
what?
Like,
Like
be
hold on.
patient.
So you want me to go out and spend tickets, or like not spend tickets on like $6 games with Tony Rhodes as starting point guard, and in which we hope to get this 19-year-old who may or may not turn a franchise around?
That's what I'm
Are you
saying.
out of your
gambling. Like,
But
are
we
you
did
kidding?
though. But they did though. People bought and people went to those games.
Not
Trust
I.
the process.
Not
Not I.
I did.
I did not.
I
I
did.
did.
Are you a true Sixers fan?
I am, but I'm not going to support a losing team on purpose who are openly telling me
Ride
we're
or
going
die.
to
But
lose.
you'll support the Eagles no matter what.
That's different.
How's it different?
They're not telling me we're going to lose on purpose.
They didn't say we're
to
losing
get
purpose.
these guys in the draft.
They're just saying that you got to
Who
trust
does
that.
trust the process
I mean,
mean?
but listen. But here's the thing. That's just trial and error. You got to try things out to see what's gonna work. We just had to figure it out.
So the Sixers get a pass is what I'm hearing.
No.
Because
It's
it's trust the process.
That's what I'm just.
Well, the
I'm
process is
answer-
complete, and I'm tired.
I'm answering your question of why are people patient? I'm telling you why.
Well, y'all gonna be waiting for a long time. I mean, I'm sorry.
Y'all,
we're gonna be waiting
we.
for a long time. I'm just gonna be upset. I'm gonna be mad, and I just pray that one
But
day.
here's the thing: we're not you know, we don't know the future. We're not psychics. So let's just see what happens, and then let's talk about it when the season's over. If we got a chip or whatever
Can I
happens,
ask you a question? If we do get James Harden and we still don't win, are you?
then what?
Of course. What do you think I'm gonna say?
You're gonna be sorry.
We tried. All I can say is what you just said. We tried.
He's like, well, at least James Harden got the 40. At least games were watchable.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
You would
I
never
feel-
say that.
No. I want our team to win. Like that's something that I say about Charlotte. Like, oh, they got LaMelo Ball, they're watchable. I want my team to win.
But can you agree that points don't equal wins?
Points doesn't necessarily equal wins, but what Ben Simmons is giving us don't equal wins either.
So why is one better than the other?
Because one is what we need. We need perimeter scoring. We need someone who's outside of Joel who's going to get us a bucket
Okay, so
at any
let's
time.
get rid of
We just got
Tobias.
exposed.
Let's get rid of Tobias. Let's get somebody else.
Okay, fine.
And let's
Are
have
they
Ben.
gonna, are they going to be able to be a
let's
perimeter scorer and
Let's
get a
have
bucket
Ben
on
make
their own?
his free throws. And let's have him make the shots that he gets given. And let's see what happens. Let's start up that way.
Anyway, we're well over our time now. I want to thank everybody, tuning in to us on WJY 98.5. Once again, we're sorry that we were cut off a little bit earlier on air. And we want to thank everybody who's tuning into us on YouTube Live. We thank
appreciate
everybody.
y'all.
And
Thanks
this is
for the
our
comments.
so this is our last show, 2020. We will see you in 2021, unless on December 31st at midnight, the world doesn't end.
Relax. Happy
Yeah.
New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year, guys. Later.
Until
Thank
next
you.
time, peace.
Later.